Hey everybody, it's LS. Welcome to the patch 1.4 notes rundown. Not really. So apparently I was eating a quesadilla from Taco Bell, a decidedly A tier restaurant. Don't even try to fight me on that. I was eating a quesadilla and I was like scrolling Twitter and I see this. Apparently there's a list of everything. I mean, I knew this existed, but I assume this is the most up-to-date version. And I was just gonna look through this anyway. I may as well record my reaction, right? Like, this is a pretty cool picture. It's a guy wearing Vortex armor with a bunch of slimes around, just bunny rabbit. Oh, the bunny has its head on his leg. And they're both looking at the sunset. Or sunrise, I guess. I assume this is sunrise. Although the amount of slimes that accumulated in the picture makes me think this could, in fact, be a sunset. For those coming in, I guess, I do a real intro. Hey there, C4H here. Not LS. That was a meme. Journey's End is near Terrarians. The update has been a labor of love, tirelessly working on by our team over a good while, and we truly feel that it brings Terraria to the next level. I agree because they fix many of my core issues. Namely, animations adding more shit. To a place where a core game can finally be called complete. We'll see about that. I have a list of oversights that make the game look very unfinished. If all of them are fixed, which I imagine they are because people that work on this game are more intelligent than I, so they probably know all about my problems, and I've been complaining for months for no reason. From new ways to play the game to over 1,000 new items to find and craft, new bosses to challenge, and even a full pass review of all content of the game for balance, graphic quality, and mechanics. Truly, Journey's End is something for everyone. In the writing of this changelog, it is even more apparent than ever that to our team just how much has been packed to this epic final major content update to Terraria. You might think this wording is strange, but they actually worked on it for almost 5 years now. Like, half of Terraria's lifespan has been spent on this one update. Like, pretty much. It's been so long, they've added so much, they probably lost track of half of it. If they literally didn't have, like, probably either a spreadsheet amongst all of them that they were updating with shared knowledge, or literally just a person hired to do that. It's just such a big update that even the people working on it were starting to forget stuff, I imagine. So what awaits you in Journey's End? Read below, juicy details, and for the truly brave, check out the more complete changelog linked at the end. I just add L's to the end of things for no reason, or in anywhere, whatever. For those who would prefer the old school full text changelog, we've got you covered. Click below text changelog. Okay, what is this? Journey mode, new ways to play. The fuck is this? It's like, is that a line? It's like a bar graph. There's blocks one at a time and then full iron armor. Why is there full iron armor? Can you just craft iron armor in full sets? Brand new to Terraria, Journey mode provides a more accessible Terraria experience by placing the power to create the gameplay you desire in the palm of your hands. Research blocks that you dig up, items that you find, and enemies that you defeat in order to gain the limitless power to duplicate or adjust the difficulty of the game to your whims. At last you have the Terraria experience perfectly tailored to your desires. The only limit is your imagination. Okay. I remember I argued with Pedguin for like a long time whether I liked this or not, but I currently think this is genius. I love it. I love the idea of this. Research and duplicate items. Like, this looks so cool. I just wish all the banners were, like, next to each other. Maybe that's... I mean, it's... Obviously, we'll find out when we get there. What the fuck is this? You could control weather. What is this? Rain... Open rain... There's a slider for rain? Oh my god. You could go from 1 to 10,000. What is... This is wind? What is this? Oh my god, what... Well, no, I guess I'll have to figure it out. Control the weather? Change the difficulty of your game on the fly? From... What is this called? Is this baby mode? Okay, Journey, Normal, Expert, Master. 0.5. Okay, so that's like how much the enemies are scaled, and then this one is what? Enemy spawns? You can either disable them, which is woo, really good, and or have them times 10, you know. I wish it was like this one though, where like there was a little value. Like as you're scrolling, look at this one. There's like a little value on this one, but there's none on this one. Like it says the exact amount. Well, this one you kind of have to guess. Like, okay, it looks like it's near 1, but it could be like 0.1 off or something. God mode? Enable God mode, increased block placement range, and other powers? What other powers are we talking? Power of block placement settings. What is it called? Infection spread.png. Oh. Okay, you could toggle that. That's cool. Master mode. What the fuck is that? Ugh. It's like a cheeseburger demon. Oh no. The next level challenge intended for those skilled, brave, or foolish enough to take it on. Master Mode represents the ultimate Terraria challenge. Unrelenting Master Mode will punish your every mistake and force you to prepare and up your game like never before. Do you have what it takes to prove that you're a master of Terraria? Probably not, but I can brute force it like I do with... Hey, that's a bunny cloud! That is a bunny cloud! 1. Well, that's a sand trap. Why does the grass look so weird? Do you see this? These slopes look different. What the fuck? Did they fix slopes? If they fix slopes, I am just gonna throw a party or something. I don't even know. Time to hit the links of the world. That's right. Journey's End brings a timeless game of golf. Timeless. Featuring a array of golf clubs, scorekeeping, and more. Terraria Golf introduces a whole new way to play. Create your own epic golf courses. Share them with your friends, and then meet up with the... I mean, this is cool and all, but when can we, like, add farming or something? I want to grow some grapes or something. That'd be sick. Let me grow grapes, bro. You don't really care. Want to see what all Terraria Golf has to offer? Not really. Bringing the world Bringing the world to life like never before. Atmospheric effects. Oh, that's sick. Even the bush move. The fern is like what? The rain is sideways. There's leave. Journey's End adds all new weather effects to really bring environment to life. From windy days to thunderstorms to... There's thunderstorms now, bro! If I get struck by lightning, I'm gonna be so happy. You think that's like the first time that's ever been said? Or what? From windy days, flora and fauna in your world will feel more alive than ever before. Weather will also impact gameplay, so make sure to adjust for the wind. Like, you try to throw a shuriken and it just blows it in your face, or what? Got wyverns. Windy days will also make a great kite flying weather. It's so beautiful. I love it. Even the mushroom is fucking bobbing. Trees some brand new varieties as well now, sway in the wind. And may drop fruit? Fruit! You're really adding fruit? Oh! Next level player immersion. You can sit in fucking chairs! You can sleep in fucking beds! You could drink meth. Look at that. Is that a smoothie? There's a dog! Wait, don't get ahead. Player now take part in the daily activities of life that were not possible before. From sitting to lying down, sleeping to petting animals, your world will feel more interactive and immersive than ever before. Vast array of new food items and new 3-tier food bonus system. A way to tantalize your taste buds as well. I can't wait to sit in this chair. You don't even know. You don't even know my ass is ready. Give me that chair. There's a little kitty. And then a dog. Sparky. Your razor. Petting the cat. The cat, appropriate reaction. Dog. Actually is happy that you're there. Oh, the cat. I like the cat. What if you can kill the cat? Oh, and you don't forget, you could pet the dog or cat. You can tell that Redigit doesn't like cats. Yeah, you could pet the dog. Or the cat, you know, just... What is happening here? Player emotes are also now a thing. What is this? Oh, the mini shark. How many are there? Is it like 1,000? Can I give wall of flesh double bird while grabbing my dick? What? World Gen Evolution. There's duck! There is duck! There's Redigit and a duck and a cacti and a... Oh, the cactus looks so much better. There's little dragonfly bros. I'm gonna need 999 of these, aren't I? Oh no. Background looks better. That looks sick. There's like a demon horn over there. Duck. I like duck. World Gen has been improved for a variety of ways, from speed to quality to fixing some of its more annoying quirks. All new mini biomes, such as the lush oasis, await you for recovering during adventures. Perhaps most important, every biome has been carefully examined and, where necessary, where are you retooling, I wonder? You think you know all there is to find and expect? Think again. Dozens of new biome backgrounds. Ooh, that's sick. Oh, look at the cave. That one looks the same. This reminds me of the Aladdin movie. Brand new biome backgrounds that enhance your experience in many ways. Graveyard biome. Ooh, that's sick. I've wanted this, dude. I've fucking wanted this. This was in Terraria RPG, I believe. Where too many tombstones gather together, air shall chill and mist roll in. What mysteries will you find buried 6 feet deep in the graveyard? I wonder if there's like super zombies or something. Like the big ass zombie with like the telephone pole in Plants vs. Zombies or something. Full changelog. Quality of life. It's the block swap. Aha. Yes. You don't even need to redo the slopes. You could just turn it to all the chocolate. It just goes under the chest perfectly. Ah, can't wait. Void Vault. Seagull as well. Just have that access in here and your Void Vault. Why is there a heart from nothing? It's like an invisible player there. Inventory overflow, you hate it too? Well, we got the solution for you. When the surface appears to simply be a fourth available character short item, the Void Vat transforms into an automagical inventory overflow vacuum. When combined with the Void Bag held by the player, the combination of items will immediately whisk away any items the player picks up once their inventory is full. Deposit them safely at home in the Void Vault for safekeeping. This won't totally eliminate all of your inventory woes, but it will certainly cut down on these trips to and from home base. Yes. And then we have a better menu for sure, not better options. Options look just as normal, not shitty, but just normal. They look normal, but the way you select them definitely looks better. Your journeys and experience was new, beautiful menus. I really think this world creation screen is still amazing. Egress, the mound of Teddy's bread, weak tilt of the pickaxe, frontier of sand, angry world, angry world. I like angry world. Randomize your world's name. I like that a lot. That's probably my favorite feature out of this, hilariously. Seed, I guess? You could play the same world as me if you wanted. How cool. World creation's opened a new ability of input. World Seeds is a very cool world name generator. We've had hours of fun and more laughs than we care to admit. The excellent plaza. I thought that said the excellent pizza. Achievement guide system. Craft your first workbench. Dude, this can't be happening. They're adding new achievements. They're adding new achievements. Oh my fuck god! Woo! That's so good. I don't want to scream too loud. I'm just gonna take it in. What is this? I guess they just have arrows in their inventory. Wait, why is it above? Why is the achievement thing above coins and ammo? What? That's so fucking cool, though. I hope they added, like, a lot. Please add a lot. Please. Please add a lot. Often knowing what you could do next can be daunting task for new Terrarians. Achievement guide system provides... Oh, wait. It just tells you how to play the game. Never mind. Fuck! Wait, there's health options? Okay, you have the new, old, or... What the hell is that? Even for bosses! I can't wait to play around with that. We have... Oh, that's sick. This is like a mod or something. I've never played a mod, but it looks like whenever Chippy's playing on like background footage on Chippy's channel, it's from his second channel playing mods. It just looks like, you know, the bosses have like health bars like this. Journey's End allows you to customize your UI even down to the way your health and mana are displayed. Don't like the classic Heart and Stars? Spruce them up with the fancy version or swap out the bar format. Choice is yours. I love that. Oh, it's so to make them, let's not make them jealous. Seriously, the last thing we want is a bunch of angry, envious bosses on a rampage. We're letting Terraria's bosses in the whole health bar craze. New mini-map borders. Okay, we have golden. Like hollowed with enchanted things in it. You're going too fast for me. There's a lot of these. What the hell? Got golden. Like enchanted sword. Blue. Grassy. Living mahogany. Like iron and gold. There's so many. Jeez. Times 1 speed. Razor chroma support? What? What is this? What the hell is that? I have no idea. Someone else probably thinks that's cool because it's relevant to them, but I have no idea what it is. What was old is made new again, revisiting the Terraria experience, full rebalance pass on enemies and items. As a part of Journey's End, the team examined and re-examined the balance of the content in-game from start to finish. No stone was left unturned and no gear left unaccounted for. In the end, what remains is a full rebalance of the game from top to bottom. Stats have changed, functionality has changed. There is no better time to start a fresh playthrough and experience the new Terraria for the first time. The new Terraria. Whoa. Season 2 is going to be cancer then, because I'm not starting over. Well, I am doing a journey mode 1. I'm doing a journey mode 100%, master mode alongside my one I already started. If it doesn't get corrupted again, which, who knows. Read and visit all balance below was the old main new again. Okay, what did they do to this? Our old friend the Grim has a new surprise in store for you. Oh, he's going to like... So is he just gonna Sans Undertale me and just lasers everywhere, or what? King Slime has learned how to climb ropes. Nice. And he's duplicating... Oh no. The Moon Lord laughs at your pathetic attempts to defeat him by hiding inside boxes. Aha. Weapon and armor changes. Weapon, armor, and other gear is also closely examined beyond stats. Some situations in the game require more than just stat changes to make things feel right again. So you see some weapons in weapon class set up to new functionality. Let's look, shall we? These are just a few changes. If you want even more, check the changelog. I definitely will click at the end, but... So we have a short sword that is actually good. Okay. This item is actually really good if you're against an enemy that, like, walks at you. Like... The live version of the short sword is actually very, very viable against zombies. Not the ones with the higher knockback resist, those ones just still walk through everything, but most of the zombies that don't have weapons, you can actually just cheese with this. But now this looks like you can actually fight demon eyes, you can fight slimes if you aim it correctly. Like, this looks like an actual usable weapon, which is really cool. It definitely needed it. Needed that very badly. No longer content to exist solely on the x-axis. Your favorite stabby weapons are now able to poke at foes in all directions. Cool, so you can actually stab straight up if you wanted. I wasn't sure about that. Flails, you can you spin them in place. I hope that just happens only when you hold the button and not when you try to use it at all. Like, if you have to spin it before you throw it, that would be annoying. If it was like context sensitive, wow. That was a word I just said and made up and said. If it's context sensitive, if it's context sensitive, whether you're holding it or just tap the button, that would be good. I hope that's how it works. What is this? Charged blaster cannon, okay. Beam of death. Sans Undertale. Yesterday's throwaway weapon for the Martian Madness. What? Don't look at us like that. Don't act like you actually used this thing. Today's death dealing space laser of doom. We have this. How this I guess works currently on live is it will blast once after you charge it, but now now it's a multi-hit, which is much better because it took so long to charge and then it only did one, but now you charge it and it hits a bunch of times. So that's actually, yeah, they're trying to make items viable. I like this. I like this a lot. I hope they fix lava waiters and waiters like the ones at the restaurant. No, like lava waiters, the boots. I hope they fix those so they combine with something, make those useful, please. And like Obsidian Rose, make that usable, please. Hint, dog charm, please. It did feel underwhelming for sure. Familiar to those who use Shadow Dodge. Hollowed Hat now has its stat base set bonus replaced with a periodic immunity to damage. Upon attacking, you will get a buff. If an enemy hits you during this buff, you will gain a brief immunity to damage. After this period of immunity, at least 30 seconds must pass before you can reactivate. Okay. Yeah, they realized that titanium was way too broken, so they nerfed it and put it on something better. So that makes sense. I agree with that. Titanium armor, you can now have crystals, which... This looks like a decent buff. It does about 100 damage or something. At least 80, because mimics have a lot of defense. That looks somewhat useful, especially rushdown enemies. I guess I'd like to see how this works with an actual, like, practical... Like, in an actual playthrough. How would this work? Titanium barrier. And then we have fucking JoJo... What is this? How lucky is that it drops this, by the way? Sick. We have graphics overhaul. Yeah, you can actually tell what they're wearing now. It's nice. Like, that's a shirt. That one's like, what the hell is that? This, like, armor. Now it looks like actual armor. This looks like an actual horn and not like a piece of it. This guy, you can see, like, his little teeth more better. Oh, that's so cool. Everything looks like... You could tell what it is. Oh, that looks so much better. Oh my god, that looks so much better. This is probably the biggest improvement. It's got like a blue burrito on his head and then it turns into a spike. Sick. Queen Bee, a little better, I guess. Looks about the same. Terraria, the icon itself looks better for sure. Got the tree, bro. Oh, that looks better for sure. Look at this tree. He's got shiny eyes and his teeth don't look like a derp face. We got chests. Oh, that looks so cool. Look at this. It's like an emerald is in the chest. What does this look like? Oh, it's so cool. Bombs look nice. They look about as good as Ocarina of Time. That's good. We've caught up to 1998 or 6 or whatever. That looks better. That looks better. Grenade looks better. This looks exactly the same, but the stones change. Oh, the stones look better. The stones look better, for sure. This one, I don't know if I like that, though. I mean, you can kind of tell what it is, because I wasn't sure before. It's like a bunch of, like, jars or something. The fuck is this? This looks like the episode of Teen Titans where, like, the Hive break into the tower and take over, and they, like, go through the fridge, and there's, like, all this blue shit in there. Anyone who remembers that episode. You're a G. And there's, like, this looked like there was a person in there. Now it's actually just a skeleton. Definitely looks better there. Tree. That looks a little better. What do we got here? Oh, that goblin. Holy shit, that goblin. Before and after, that goblin is... what about this guy? Ooh, spooky. What's the difference with the parrot? I can't tell. Just slightly more shadow. What is the harpy? Oh, the harpy! The harpy actually looks like a girl now! It doesn't look like a Team Galactic grunt. Look at this. That's nuts. Where's the vulture? Oh, the vulture looks... the vulture looks like... Look at the live vulture animation. He's just like... And the new one just looks so good. Oh my god. Dude, this game is gonna look like an actual video game. Wait, they gave the fucking goblin thief a bloody knife. Table looks better, this archer looks better. Warrior looks like an actual warrior, not like a derp. Vampire knives. Ooh. The chains of this look like actual chains. There's like a tiny piece added to this. Because they just forgot to add it in. Actual, I don't know the word. Ooh, this one looks cool. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What the fuck? That's so cool. Is there like spikes up here? Look at the spikes. This is when you hit M to view the map. Yeah, they'd look so much better. Looks like an actual game. The after this looks so good. Oh, it's so good. Reminds me of Undertale. And then Bestiarity? Bestiarity? What? Bestiary and Zoologist? What the fuck is this? You could have a pet guide in here? The guide always offers useful advice and crafting recipes. I thought it said his organs are punctured or something. His origins and unusual connection to this world remain a mystery. What does this star mean? Surface. It tells you the drop rate of stuff. That's fucking cool. That's so cool. The world Terraria is so chock full of content. It can be hard to keep track of all of it. Sure, the guide is covered for craft recipes. The Terraria wiki is fantastic, but don't you wish there was a way to know more about your foes? Where can I find the lost girl? How much health does a derpling have? How many coins can I get from farming jellyfish? No wonder, no more. For the Terraria bestiary is here. As you defeat foes, you will learn more and more about them. Key stats, locations, drop rates, background info, and more. Learn all about the Terraria bestiary by finding a future article on the topic. That's so sick. What does this mean? Medium? Is that what size shirt he wears? 60 nighttime 14 AD. Leaving doors open may be an invitation for shambling brain eaters to enter the home, and nobody likes that. So it's like, first it's like, hey, that's what it is. And then that's when it spawns, and then you got description, bunch of stats, how much money it drops, but you don't know what else. And then you get an idea of what it drops, but you don't know how the chance is. And then after that, you get the actual chances. Really? That's a 0.4 drop rate? I get that all the time. Like when I don't want it. We have a kitsune. What the hell? If you single ability, be sure with other benefits as well, courtesy of the brand new zoologist NPC. It's fucking Black Ari. What is her weapon? What the hell? What is this weapon? She like smacks them with a head of lettuce. I don't know what the fuck that attack is. For the caretaker, we're sure a variety of rewards as you finish your... It's Professor Oak! 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 It's fucking Professor Oak. I gotta find this picture. Where is he? Where is Professor Oak when you need him? I have so many pictures of Bakugo. I don't even know. Where is... Where? Ignore the dildo labeled Kaisa. I swear I had a picture of Oak somewhere. What the fuck? We'll never find it. But she is literally Black Ari that does Professor Oak's job better than Professor Oak. What the hell is this? New summoner weapon class whips? Yeah, you just summon it from your hand and then hit them with it. Makes sense. Wait, what is obvious reference .gif? Sure. Obviously, we cannot show you every one of these, but let's dive into a few examples of Whet Your Appetite, shall we? That's not a summoner class. How is that a summoner? Why is her leg so thick? Star Cannon. Okay, so you have a cannon that does what the Influx Waver does, but it pierces, so it's even better. That looks like a good weapon. Celebration Mark II. This looks like a very good weapon. It homes very well, shoots everywhere, covers a good range. I don't know the numbers, but it looks very good. Scarab bombs. I'm sure those have a use. New mine carts, including the mine carp. Mein Kampf. When? What the heck is this? What the fuck was that guy riding a shark? The guy's riding a lava shark! Okay, new aesthetic items. Got a Lamia, Flame Dude, an Eyeball, Oasis, Turd. Got Andrew Spinks over here. Traveling Merchant, I guess. These look really cool. Look at that Antlion Bro. Got the Vortex. I really like the windows. Those windows are cool. The fuck is this? Is this a bed? Is that a couch? It's King Uramir. No, wait. What was Uramir's like mage character? I don't remember. It's too late. I would have remembered if I wasn't so tired. These banners look sick. There's not really anything new here. I guess the gilded shit is new. Bamboo still looks cool. 19 new enemies to test your metal. Is that a gnome? There's a gnome. The roaming gnome is here. The roaming gnome is here to end your journey in all the worst ways. Does he like move your car keys or something? What is that? No, not content to hop around on the ground anymore. Not content. Balloon slams are taken to the skies. Does look very comfortable. Innocent ladybugs flit around the search of nectar. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, those are so cool. What the fuck? That's a golden one. Oh. I want this. I want it. I want it. Having grown up around gem trees, crystal bunnies. What the fuck is that? Evolved in unique ways? What do they do? Do they shit fucking emerald? Oh, they disappear. 2 new bosses rediscovered in battle. What do we have here? It looks like Redigit's house. It is off time. He does what? We'll never know from that picture. What the hell is that? That's me right there. Look, visual reputation. Shoots missiles everywhere by the looks of it. Hope it's reasonable to dodge. Fairies, hey, listen and follow if you dare. It's a log. Oh, that star. Look how cool this is. Look how cool that is. That's like a Kirby thing. That's fucking awesome. Got some Navis right there. Expand your Terraria Empire, pylons, town buildings, and NPC happiness. Treat them right, NPC happiness. During Journey's End development, we conducted a focus group with all the Terraria NPCs. Asked them a very strange request. No guide, we cannot remove all doors at night. Their feedback was very clear. They are tired of being shoved into tiny cubicles or L-shaped tubes, and they want you to know this. In order to help raise NPC morale so that they could be at their very best and to reward players who go the extra mile to treat their NPCs with the respect they deserve, we are introducing the NPC happiness system. How does it work? What does this mean for you? We have provided some details below. But you can check out our full feature article. Okay. This is either going to be annoying as fuck or it's going to be great. I'm not sure. It's going to be one or the other. No middle ground. What affects NPC happiness? NPCs are happy when you locate them in biomes that they prefer. NPCs are happier when they like their neighbors. NPCs are happier when they're not overcrowded with other NPCs. You sure? Have you seen my hotel? The conditions aren't fancy. Tell you that much. Adding nice furniture and aesthetics doesn't directly infect their happiness. Infect. But it sure will make you feel better about yourself when your friends come over for a visit. I have no friends. What happens if my NPCs are happy, unhappy? NPC shop prices will adjust based on how happy they are at the time. If you make an NPC happy enough, you will gain access to a pylon for that biome. What is that? How can I tell my NPC are happy? You'll notice a new dialogue option for happiness for each. They will give you hints about what might make them happier as well. I hate how crowded I am. I like Apuni and the Witch Doctor. I like Apuini, the Witch Doctor. You guys just gonna fuck or what? First, they've been on first basis for like snow pylon. What the heck are these? Briefly mention these mysterious pylons in our section. Things when you get happy NPCs. So what are these? Should you care? Well, if you have enough happy NPCs to give it biome, you will unlock the use of pylon. Pylons allow you to instant teleport from one pylon. Oh. Pylons in place, your big central base now becomes an interconnected network of cool outposts all over the world, allowing you to get around quickly without need to lay tracks or teleporters, and providing you a home away from home wherever you are. I think I requested this in like... It was like, must have been 2015. It was something similar. Obviously, it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't based on NPCs. It was just... I think I requested the... It was before they even added teleporters, so maybe it was just like before 1.2 was even in. I think I requested like being able to make magic mirrors that could teleport you to specific biomes or something. You can only have one pylon in a given biome type at the time. You could have an ocean biome at both oceans. So this still looks like a worse version of teleporters. Must be placed in their aligned biome in order to function. You could place them anywhere, but they will not work. I'll just have them in a row and ignore them. Pylons must all have 2 nearby and living NPCs in order to function. Again, idea here is to reward building those bases towns. Then why are they worse than teleporters? I mean, it's still, like, this is a really good thing for early game, for sure. Quite easy to use. Place their line biome. You just click on a nearby pylon. Click on the map as well, by the looks of it. Okay, nice. You're going to need a bigger boat, blood moon, and lava fishing and more. Fishing has received a full review and expansion. I'm going to have to fucking farm for hours again, aren't I? New rebalances to make things feel more in line with how they should be. Oh, great. Can I not have a warehouse full of crates now? When new places to fish, there's no better time to bust out the old rod and reel it in the fish. The biting. Be careful though, when more creatures lurk beneath the water, bite harder than others. I don't like where this is going. Fishing during a blood moon? What kind of lunatic are you? The kind that is willing to risk bodily harm for the chance of unique loot? That's who. When the red moon rises, it's time to grab your tackle box and hit up the favorite fishing hole. Just remember the red tide holds more than just rewards in the murky deep. Vampire frog? New friend you could summon to your side? Chum bucket. Toss some in the water to see what you can fish up. What? Is this how you get the merman to mark your map like Wind Waker? Or? Weird. Bloodthirsty goblin shark. He's such a Chad. I love him. Similar to the blood moon, fishing, lava fishing is a hazardous occupation and one that should have its own rewards. Sick. Lava fishing. Previously, lava fishing existed in a limited form through the hotline fishing hook, which was a hard mode only reward for the angler. There were only 3 drops, 2 fish that were used for potion, and the obsidian swordfish. Now, lava fishing is expanded to pre-hard mode, though new forms of lava fishing, or through new fishes, forms of lava fishing. You can now find lava critters in the underworld. When used for bait with any fishing rod, they will allow you to fish things up from lava. However, they can only be caught with a lava-proof bug net. You can now obtain the 2 original lava fish before the wall of flesh, as well as several other common fishing drops. All new lava fishing crates. The obsidian swordfish is still hard mode only. Okay, makes sense. Lava fishing crates contain their own exclusive loot pool and always contain an obsidian lockbox. Obsidian lockbox contains shadow chest loot. It can be unlocked as long as you have a shadow key in your inventory. It will get assumed when opening obsidian. Right. No, wait. It will not be consumed. Okay, I read it wrong. I was gonna say, like, usually shadow chests or shadow keys don't get consumed anyway. Additional lava bait, one of the rewards, lava chest, the lava proof fishing hook. which is accessory that allows free lava fishing with any fishing rod. Oh, that's sick. All forms of lava fishing bait accessory fishing rod grant the same lava fishing abilities, but using 2 or more sources of lava fishing at the same time will offer an additional bonus that speeds it up. Oh, that's so sick. Crates and Reaver Shard. Alright, here we go, boys. Terraria has always embraced the ability of progression skip, but within certain guardrails. Let's be honest, the drive to use ocean fishing to basically skip from early game all the way over to exploring for ores at pre-hard mode and hard mode was more than just a bit much. So we've brought these back inside the bounds. They're still very viable and useful tools, methods, just no longer the obviously overpowered things that they once were. I should just go to hard mode and open all my crates now, huh? They're gonna ruin it. They're gonna ruin it. I'm not gonna be able to get 9,000 fucking titanium anymore, just from frame 1. Our old friend the Reaver Shark, favorite tool of mini essentials, to essentially skip most of pre-hard mode with only minimal fishing effort. This one was so out of tune it reached meme status, and so we have lowered the mining power from 100 to 59. Jesus, that is a huge nerf. 59? I think that's even worse than like. Aren't the like the corruption / crimson ones like 60? I don't remember. All right, well, I actually like this just because it's fucking broken. Obviously, I liked it, and I still agree. That's how OP it was, and it'll give me a reason to use the molten pickaxe, I guess. This will make the Reaver Shark compatible with mining anything up to, so it is viable and useful, no longer the skip to the end tool it once was. I like that. Fishing pre-hard mode to skip early hard mode was an example of fun alternative path of progression, but taken too far. You can still fish up ores and alternative ores via crates, but now pre-hard mode crates will only contain pre-hard mode ores and vice versa for crates fished up in hard mode. This allows you to fish instead of mine, but at least forces you to face the challenges of early hard mode to do so. Okay, I have how many? I have 600 crates that I was saving to get titanium fast. I wonder what the difference is. They got a cobalt crate instead of iron, and what is this? I have no idea what that is. Is that a mithril crate? Oh, I think it's a good idea, but it's just in this one specific situation that I'm in, it sucks. Epic tunes to set to the mood. 14 new music tracks. Fuck yeah. These look cool too. It's like a black or purple pearl snow globe that looks like a slime. Is there a King Slime specific song? What the hell are these? Got like a weird snail thing. This one looks oddly familiar. Looks like the hollow chest or something. I don't know what else to say. Brand new title track. Ooh, the winning track of Terraria's music contest by Xenon and DJ Sniper has been implemented as a music box. Duke Fisher now has his own boss theme. Oh, that's cool. That's sick. I wonder what it is. A lot of the new Terraria songs have been really good, so that's sick. I can't wait to check those out. A whole new Terraria toolbox, new toys to play with, Journey's End brings with it a couple of fun new options to explore, bringing 2 formerly experimental features into the foreground as now fully integrated elements of the game. World seeds, yep. So we put if any 2 players the same seed and puts the information at the box to load the same world. So if you find a particularly amazing world gen, you can relive the experience over and over and over again, or share with your friends. There is no time like today to try out the world seed feature. You know what this is? You know what this says to me? That I can actually my brief interest of speedrunning Terraria, I can actually do it if I want it, because there wouldn't be any randomness. Well, there would be, but after I find a seed, I can just speedrun the same seed over and over. And it would be the same every time. That would be cool. I like that. Previously available experimental feature texture pack support now steps into the spotlight. I am excited to see what the community does with that. That's going to be crazy. Please note that you'll still need some time to set up here. Right. Full steam ahead. The T-mod loader now available. Okay. I wish I knew how to make mods. looks like fun. Future plans don't include the addition of Steam Workshop of Sport. Allowing mod creators to upload to host their mods. Really cool. Clean up the streets, fixing bugs and exploits. Bugs, you hate them, we hate them. A major update would be complete without plethora of bug fixes. We took time to address a handful. Is there a list of just bug fixes? I mean, I'm guessing the full changelog will have them. Your hoiks are safe. Cool, you could still kill Dungeon Guardian in like 2 seconds. This is it. Do we have Lane LeForce? What a cool picture. Addition to summary provided above, we have prepared a more traditional and comprehensive detailed changelog for those that are interested. We have divided things up to sections, help you find what you're looking for. Cool, where is bug fixes? What the hell is this? Fixed to bug type copper type tin bows were considered melee weapons for the purposes of prefixes. What? Fixed an issue with firing tomb of infinite wisdom on a sloping minecart track would cause the pages to fire in all directions. Fixed an issue with Tomb of Infinite Wisdom's right-click functionally well on drill mount would drain all of your mana almost instantly. Fixed an exploit where dying to in chaos state while holding Rod of Discord in the cursor on hardcore character would cause the next character used to inherit said Rod of Discord. That sounds insane. Holy fuck. And like, these exist? Fixed an issue with the last segment of Solar Eruption's blade didn't actually do damage. Okay, I was gonna say, because this has been a bugged hitbox for a while now, ever since it came out. Like, randomly just wouldn't. Like, the hitbox was so hard to test. It was so fucked. Cool that they fixed that. Added protections to prevent a very rare bug where a Solar Eruption debuff would kill its own user. Cool. Fixed an oversight Halloween drop race based on HP that caused Blade Gloves and Bloody Machete to be too rare. Good. I'm not going to read all of these, but like... Where is like block glitches? World background to world gen. Dramatically improved Sky Islet house furniture generation. Fixing houses generated with no furniture or doors. Fixing an issue where cobwebs in the world gen would sometimes delete naturally generated wires. That's good. Improved failsafes and detection for broken or floating chests in world gen, which can be unbreakable or even corrupt world files. Yeah. Fixed a world gen issue where mushroom cabins had mushrooms accompanying the same place as other furniture, which tended to break them. Fixed a minor world gen quirk where a single platform would spawn at the edge of the dungeon stairs. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Dude, we've seen that in my series. The world gen quirk where a single platform would spawn at the end of the dungeon stairs. It just, like, it was there so consistently that I thought it was, like, on purpose, but I guess not. Fixed a type U issue resulting in underground chests having twice as many water walking potions and danger sense potions as intended instead of a chance for Titan potions. Okay. Yeah, Titan potions aren't that good, so it'd be cool if we got to use them other than crafting them. Behavior of the very last sign when reaching the sign limit is less buggy now. Thank you. Maybe I won't float in midair now. Fixed an issue where campfire mini biomes used player-placed dirt walls. Campfire mini biomes? Oh! Oh! I know what these are. These are the ones that spawn underground with the campfire that's off, a pile of bones, and like some silver coins. And it has player-placed dirt walls, like it said. So when you mine them, they like drop as walls that you can like pick up and use instead of just breaking like regular dirt walls. So it was fucking weird. Thank you. That was so annoying. Like you'd be mining and you destroy those, and it's like, oh, now I have 40 dirt walls randomly. Cool. Fix an issue where naturally generated statue traps would not have a statue. Yeah, that would happen occasionally. Fix an issue where gold chests were unable to generate outside of underground cabins in the cavern layer. Unable to generate outside of the cabins. Yeah, I never see that. I've never seen one not inside of one of those. So that'd be interesting to see. Fix the vast majority of situations where underground explosive rigged or mini biomes would generate without the detonator. That happens sometimes, yeah. Fix an issue where minecart tracks would generate overlight crystals and chests. I haven't seen that yet. Fixed an issue where crimson vines would spawn in unviable locations and break spontaneously when the player approached them. That sounds glitchy as fucking weird. Fixed an issue where hard mode world generation would fill caves with unusual background walls. I might have seen this and not known it. Fixed a number of world gen issues that ultimately resulted in beaches being way too small, especially on the right side when the jungle was too close. Fixed a rare world gen issue where beaches would devour part of the dungeon and sometimes even the old man. The poor bastard. He doesn't deserve that. Fixed a subtle world gen issue with the dungeon where marbled granite biomes that had the generated under it would still leave some of the dungeon bricks hammered in the same. Yeah, I've seen that. It's so weird. Alright. Block and furniture bugs. Thank you. Protected the block, supported the locked temple door from being broken, resulting in a floating door. Drop sand and other falling tiles that cannot land as tiles will now turn into items to pick up. Huh. I don't get that one. I'm not going to read it 4 times to figure it out. Faced an issue where meteorite ore flashed oddly and turned transparent when using Spelunker Potion. Huh. Fixed an issue where you could actuate falling blocks, making the block fall, then place furniture on top of those spots, and it would partially actuate as well. Huh? Fixed an issue where falling blocks floating in the air in multiplayer. I've seen this. Me and Cherry saw this. Like, I have a screenshot of that glitch. Fixed an issue where marble biomes actually merged with doors. It fixed inconsistent behavior between right and left facing hammered blocks, and now they react to torches being placed near them. Cool. Fixed an issue with where crystal blocks merged oddly with other blocks. Fixed an issue where a number of half blocks put alongside a column of another block would have graphical issues. Nice. Desert fossil not revealed by Spelunker. Okay, that's good. Be nice to be able to find those easier. Fixed an issue where blocks that were under tree branches could not be hammered or actuated. Fixed an issue where you could place torches against slope blocks facing right but not left. I knew that was weird. I just never noticed what exactly was weird about them, because slopes are so bugged. Fixed an issue where Luminite bricks art was not framed correctly, resulting in tiles not visually connected to each other. Fixed some issues interacting with team blocks that stemmed from no longer used mechanics. Okay. Fixed an issue where instantly destroying moss with explosives would drop no stone. I've never seen that. That's weird. Where the drill mount could hammer otherwise unhammerable tiles such as traps. What? Fixed a visual issue where unhammered dirt blocks surrounded by hammered dirt blocks on both sides would display incorrectly. Holy shit. Holy damn, this is massive. How is Dawn Plantera? Well, I was hoping they would fix like slopes or something, but Jesus Christ. Whew. Full changelog. I am like exhausted from this. Full changelog. We already saw this all. I suppose I should go to the top of this page. Text changelog. Okay. Ugh. Is there a way to make this not just deathly white? I don't think so. Maybe there is and I don't know it. Added journey mode, master mode, 2 brand new bosses to seek out challenge, add the bestiary, golf, windy day weather, town piles, and NPC happiness. I really like all that. Officially added texture pack support, sick. Lighting to the game for Razer, Corsair, and Logitech hardware, cool. Block swap, that's cool. Terraria now brand new series of intro splash screens and an intro sequence. What? Added a completely overhauled character and world creation screen, cool. Boss health bars, emote commands, and menu, sick. Adding loading screen information to help text when generating worlds. Nice. Added 2 new health mana bar style options. Added a number of new minimap borders. Added a recommended achievement icon to guide the player. Added a new achievement to craft a workbench. A new achievement to craft a workbench. Only so they are adding an achievement. It's just one. Ambience. Windy day weather along with various ambient effects, even some enemies. And a variety of ambient background objects in the sky? Oh, background objects. Okay, so it's not real, it's just like bunny cloud or something. Added a new celebratory event after defeating a boss or invasion for the first time. What a fortunate time to be a Terrarian. That's cool. Added a graveyard mini biome, added uncommon thunderstorm ambient weather. Ooh. Added a chance for meteor showers, which dramatically increase falling star rates. Oh, that's so cool. Added a new falling star animation. Oh, we need that. Added the ability for the player to create character to blink, close their eyes, or squint as circumstances call for it. That's so cool! That's gonna be so sick. That's gonna make the game feel so much more real. Added dozens of new biome backgrounds. The underground desert now has structural changes, new loot, variety of new threats. Added new back paintings to underground desert houses done by the testers. Added oasis mini biomes, added oasis ferns, cattails, lily pads, a new desert palm tree style. New granite, marble, living tree, desert rubble piles to those biomes, flower vines to grassy caves, natural flowers to the jungle, crimson corruption hollow, natural tall flowers, flower patches, ore veins, and a few other surface microbiomes. A variety of... Wait. Ore veins are counted as microbiomes? Huh. A variety of new structure changed to the dungeon. A substantial number of new map screen backgrounds. Structure changes to the dungeon. I wonder if they mean how it generates or like new... I don't know what that means. Several new glowing moss biome variants. New traps. Are they gonna super dart trap me? Don't super dart trap me, bro. New moon appearance variations. Oh, that's cool. Added some rare shell varieties as well as the shell pile block. Fuck yeah. Seagrass? Yeet. Added a unique underground layer background one in the ocean. Oh. New mushroom biome plants. Added seaweed which can grow at the bottom of the ocean. Hell yeah. Updated the ocean biome with some new variants or variations. Ooh. Underground gem trees, hard mode desert chest, and biome key. Wait, hard mode desert chest? It's now in the dungeon? Oh, that's so good. I wonder what's in there. Added yellow willow and sakura trees. That'd be beautiful. Added a variety of fruit that could be found from hitting trees. A variety of fruit, so not just like apples, but we can get pears as well. Sick. Sick! I want peaches. Now we just need Yoshi to be able to eat that shit. Music, entirely new title theme. Windy day, space day. Wait, what? Space day? Ocean night. Town day and night themes. Storm theme. Slime rain theme. Graveyard theme? I wonder what that is. Spooky, scary skeletons and underground jungle theme? Well, I like that because the jungle theme is just being everywhere is... I think it's the worst song in the game, so I'm happy to see more variation there. Surface night jungle theme. Ooh, that is nifty. Duke Fishon boss theme. Ooh. Morning rain theme. Console title theme. Underground desert theme. Oh. Added themes for the new bosses. Added music boxes for all of the newly introduced tracks. Long overdue. The winning track of Terraria's music contest. But implemented as a music box. Sick. Enemies and critters. Added 2 new bosses. Added several blood moon fishing enemies. Added a few windy day enemies. Added a few other enemies to several... My head is just spinning at all the new shit to do. It's definitely on the same tier as 1.2, but it changes the game in so many different ways. It's like, in so many ways, it's better. It's crazy. We need the enemies, few other enemies, several different biomes such as mushroom and underground. Added gnomes. I fucking love that gif of them just running around. Wild friendly fairies as well as fairy logs. What? Naturally, we also added bottled fairies. Yeah, why not? Added over a dozen new critters. Added several... Do these revive you when you die? Like in Zelda? Added a dozen new critters. The ladybugs look so cool. Added goldfish. The meme is real! The meme is real! Goldfish! And several other gold critters. Gold penguin, please. NPCs and pylons. Golfer NPC. Zoologist NPC. Black Ari that does Professor Oak's job better than Professor Oak. I can't believe it still. Added an NPC happiness system based on where and who they live with. 2 pylons, a method of rapid transportation between established towns. Added cat, dog, and bunny town and pet NPCs. The pylon thing seems like once you get teleporters, it's not that good anymore. I might be wrong. Fishing. Added Blood Moon fishing, a dangerous pastime filled with new enemies and new rewards. Added Oasis fishing and a number of new items from it, such as fishing rod. Ooh. Added 2 new Oasis quest fish. Added new methods of lava fishing, significantly expanded the lava fishing pollute pool. Chum bucket for fishing. Added ice, oasis, lava, and ocean fishing crates. Ice, oasis, lava, ocean. Ocean crates probably suck. What do you get, like a breathing reed from that? Nice. Equipment and items. Added a new ultimate sword, a celebration of your journey from beginning to end. Added a celebration Mark II, the Moonlord's loot pool, improved replacement version of celebration, which has been given a different source. Cool. Added a super star shooter, a hardwood star cannon. Added an entirely new class of summoner weapon, whips. Added the hollowed summoner helmet. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Definitely they needed that for sure. Added over a dozen new accessory tinkers. Did they make the pocket mirror combine with the on shield? They fucking better have, or they're gonna hear about it. Added over a new, and I don't mean just from me. They're gonna hear about it from everyone. More than just me complain. More people than just me complain about that. Add special crafting recipes which can only be made in the presence of ectomist of graveyards. Oh, what the fuck is what? I wonder what they are. Several NPCs will now sell special wares when they are in the graveyard. The fuck? Does Black Ari sell ghost dildos? Re-added the Zappinator. Now comes in 2 color variations. Ah. Yes, my favorite. Added a couple music instruments with basic musical functionality. Dude, I could rip it. Added some control over the pitch of the axe's sounds. Thank you. At least make the annoying piece of shit, like, annoying in a controlled sense. Added several amber items that match other gem crafting recipes. Cool, so we can have like a gem robe, I imagine. Finished staff and other summoning weapons. Stepping stool accessory. Huh. New rocket variations. I'll have to see those to know what that means. Fledgling wings. Those are just the worst wings in the game, but they're there specifically to be level 0. They're a starting point. I love shit like this in games. Re-added the lunar drills, which now rebalanced offer pros and cons compared to the lunar pickaxes. Added dirt bombs and sticky dirt bombs. Dirt bombs? What does that do? The fuck? Tungsten bullets, so tungsten worlds can craft their ammo too. Smart. Sergeant United Shield? Jousting lances? Ooh, are these like the ones in the mod? The mods that I played? Because there was this crazy one that like, it was called like, I don't even remember what it was, but there was like a jousting spear in Terraria RPG, like the 1.2 version, where this thing was just, it did 50 damage, but it made you move really fast. So I'm curious if it's the same or different. Added several other new swords. Ooh, variety of kites, over 50 new food and drink items in the game, paper airplanes, cool. 9 new items to the underground desert loot pool. Added footballs, yeah, why not? Is it the soccer ball or is it the actual football? I said that backwards. What? And many more weapons, accessories, and other. Oh, more new, useful. I'm mostly excited for accessories. Some new items I clamor for the most. I think the accessory system is the best inventory system in the game. Between like everything, like all the items in the game, I think the accessories are my favorite. Golf-related equipment, several types of golf clubs for different purposes, coming inside different variations. Golf balls, different colors. Golf tee and golf club. Golf whistle. That's probably spammable and annoying. Just go on your friend's server, do nothing but spam this. Country club vanity. Golf chest. I wonder what that looks like. Golf cart mount. Golf cart mount. Drive around in a golf cart. Golf trophies, several golf paintings, a lawnmower, and the ability to mow grass to prevent tall grass from growing back for better golfing, of course. That's cool. Added arrow sides that can have the arrow pointing to different locations. Fuck yeah. That's really good. Could have like a Mario 64 style level with those. Have like a sign pointing to something. Furniture and blocks. Void vault and void bags. Some wind impacted furniture. Several new bricks. Walls to go with the orders and blocks that did not have them. Thank you. Added 8 new full furniture sets and matching blocks. Added a collection of placeable walls that we collectively refer to as ecto walls. Specifically craftable variation over 50 World Gen only walls. Wait. Added a method of crafting placeable versions of gem-studded stone blocks and walls normally found in World Gen. Wait, I'm going to reread the other one. Added a collection of placeable walls we collectively refer to as ecto walls. Specifically crafted variations of over 50 previously World Gen only walls. They didn't confirm if that the walls that we're being able to make now are the ones that spawn antlion, chargers, and swarmers, or the dungeon walls, or the lizard block walls. Because those walls are World Gen only, and they spawn shit for you to fight. If you can make your own biomes for those, now that would be really crazy. Be interested to see what the community does with those. Make some crazy farms or something. So now you can get the gem-studded stone blocks and walls normally found in World Gen. That's really good. Moss can now be harvested as an item with paint scraper. Okay, that makes sense. Moss spreads can now spreads too and can be planted on gray brick to make mossy brick. Substantial number of new banners, including new enemies and some old ones who never had banners. Thank you. God, my fucking notebook is gonna explode. Added several decorative columns and beams, added graveyard paintings and several other graveyard-based furniture block items. Why does it say items twice? Added new statues. Cool. Added a questionably large number of toilets. What do you mean questionably? Get that out of here. Get that word out of here. Added several new lava-themed decorative items. Added several new biome-themed torches. Desert, coral, corrupt, crimson, hollowed, and jungle. What do our jungle torches look like? Are they just green torches but less green? New biome torches can now drop from pots of their respective biomes. Cool. That's actually going to be kind of annoying. I never use ice torches when I get them in, like, ice chests. I just kind of leave them or sell them. So that might be annoying. Added magic campfires, go with the new torches. Added 2 new water changing fountains. Cool. 2 new monoliths. What the fuck are these? What is a monolith? Added potted indoor trees. Ooh, that's cool. Few new wiring related items. Add the truffle worm cage and cages for most of the new critters. Cool, cool. Add the final paint color. What is that? Is it light gray but not quite light enough to be considered that, but more dark? No idea what I just said. Vanity outfits, pets, and mounts. Added over a dozen new vanity outfits. Added several new hair and hat-based vanity items. Added several animal ear and tail vanity items. Cool, so I can be a furry? Added several new vanity accessories. Added 3 new dyes. Only 3. Added 2 dozen new hairstyles. Added the last of the dev sets, more than 10 new pets, more than 10 new mounts. Minecarp, digging mole cart, and many other vanity minecart variants. Changes and revisions. Okay, menus, options, quality of life. The game will now initially launch by default in borderless windowed mode and an attempt to auto-detect your proper resolution. Characters on the player select screen will now animate when selected. Cool. Launching the game should now automatically generate a resource pack folder in your save file for texture packs. Cool. The main menu shows a new background every time a day passes. Oh, okay, I get it. So like when you're waiting, it's not the same day and night over and over. That's good. It gives you something to look at. A world creation menu can generate random world names for you. That's hilarious. I love them all. An excellent pizza. Although it said plaza, I'll continue to believe it said pizza. There's now improved UI feedback when attempting to delete favorited characters, explaining why. The player menu scroll bar is removed. There are not enough saves to. It's now removed if there are not enough saves to need scrolling. There's now a button to instantly apply resolution changes from menu settings. The death screen now has a timer until you respawn. Fucking thank you. You can also quit out of the game while dead. Your timer will continue to tick while in the main menu, and if you rejoin while it is still active, you will still be dead. Yeah. Yep. Makes sense. You can now change the eye and skin color of a character. Add a dresser. Give me a showering gun. Added a setting option that allows you to toggle whether hovering wings work by holding down or by pressing down once. That would be annoying to do. Partially packed while gamepad. Ooh, I don't play like that. If various things happen while the game is minimized on your taskbar, it will now flash. This includes things like taking damage, spawning, or world gen finishing. Cool. There are now icons on your map showing your world spawn and your current bed spawn point. That's really good. Player, NPC, and boss icons, as well as several other icons, now have white outlines on the map to increase visibility. Added the ability to double click on the map to make a ping for other players to see. Dude, I can question ping my guys. My bros are gonna get question ping the shit out of their ears until they explode. Teammate names now display on the screen in an easier way to read. Thank you. Holding backspace in chat deletes text faster. Thank you. You can now chat/talk in single player for using emotes or seeing past world messages. I'm surprised that wasn't already in the game, but thank fucking God it is now. You can now copy paste sign text and it will include line breaks. Does this mean we can edit signs now? Please make it so we can edit signs. If we can't, I'm gonna be sad. I can now copy paste sign. Your quick stack will now prioritize piggy banks, safes, defenders, forge, void vault, and the portable money trough and void bag. The viable range when quick stacking to nearby chest has increased by. So it's already insane. So now what? Just your arms stretch Mr. Fantastic across the room and yeah, okay. Can no longer place favorited money troughs inside of themselves. What a fucking sentence. Added a blue box under the item mouse over text in the inventory to increase text readability. This feature has an option to turn off if preferred. Thank you. Currently selected recipe now has a gold highlight. Okay. Currently active hotbar slot is now brighter when the inventory is open. Paint, actuators, and ale can now be placed in ammo slots. Paint. Thank you. I like the paint. Actuators, sure, why not? Ale, I guess. I don't use it, but thank you anyway. Sorting your inventory will now attempt to put ammo in any free ammo slots. Sorting your inventory will attempt to sort your coin slots in order. I don't use that key, but I like the thought for sure. One step closer to making me not be mad that the coins are fucked. Every time I look at them, music boxes now make an audio indication that they have recorded. Cool. I wonder what it sounds like. At the tone, please record your message. Beep. Something like that. You can now place music boxes in your vanity slot to listen to them. That's good. I like that a lot. It's so sick. Buff durations. Timer display now rounds up instead of down. Buff durations timer. Okay, so like if you drink a building potion, which is a 15-minute duration potion, it says 14 minutes, but it doesn't say the seconds. So now it's going to round up and say 15 minutes instead of 14. It's going to be hard to get used to, but not that hard, I guess. Expanding and improved the biome visual settings in the camera mode. Cool. Added an option that allows decreasing the size of the minimap. I definitely like that. I can maybe work with that and make a webcam in my series now. There's now an option setting to deactivate the tile grid overlay on both gamepad and keyboard mouse. Cool. UI scale can now set as low as 50% with a maximum 200%. Default cursor now has a white outline, but you can still change that in options. I just realized that for like the last half hour or something, my face has been like a foot from the screen. I've just been... I need to lean back for a second. Like, holy shit. There's something wrong with me. I'm too excited for this. Literally eyes glued to the screen. I didn't remember where I was. So great. The very bottom. The default cursor now has a white outline, but can still change the options. Achievements now make a sound when unlocked. Just give me the dopamine straight into my blood, like my veins. Why not? Just crack cocaine it. If someone attempts to quit out Quit out of the game mid-save. The game will still attempt to finish saving, which should prevent a lot of save corruptions. Thank fuck. Multiplayer dedicated servers now save every 10 minutes rather than every morning. Oh, okay. I was wondering how autosave worked. It's every morning. Not every 10 minutes. Dedicated servers should now prevent your PC from going to sleep when inactive, which should stop the server. Gamepad? Changes now gamepad, Alt, L and R, navigate through the inventory map. I don't play on this. Could read it if you want, but like there. Read it if you want. Pause the video. I don't use that. World Gen and biomes. Heavily optimized World Gen speed. Nice. So I don't have to wait 6 years for them to liquidize caves or something. A wide variety of natural background walls from different biomes can now be interchangeably contaminated. Cool. Several jungle backgrounds can be converted but cannot be cleansed back to jungle, only to stone. Previously they were immune to the contaminator. Dramatically change the layout and frequency of deserts in World Gen. This should be larger but less common. With more natural dunes. The ice biome should now generate further away from spawn and in a more narrow shape. Cool. Because right now it's a big fucking, like, upside down triangle, right? Or no, it's more of a trapezoid. But I like that. So maybe now it'll be more of a triangle than a trapezoid. Natural underground minecart tracks can now be much longer and come in more interesting configurations. Ooh. That'll be fun. Underground mushroom world gen is now much larger and redesigned. Sick. Update mushroom treetops into some underground mushroom back walls. Cool. Proved how marble biome walls generate no longer quite as square. Don't know what they mean, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Icicles in infected biomes now take on the color of that biome rather than being blue. Okay. Rain now takes on the water color of the biome it is falling in. Cool. Increased chest limit for... They didn't do that, did they? They didn't really do this. The fucking increased from 1,000 to 8,000? I can have a chest for every item in the game now. Literally every item in the game I can have a chest for now. I fucking can't believe they did this. I cannot believe it. How on earth did they... What? What? I'm activating my webcam. Look at this. Look at this dumb idiot. Ah! 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 Okay, this is huge. This is a huge fucking... This is huge. Yeah, if I can now have a chest of every item in the game. That's a lot of fucking chests. Alright, 8,000? That's so many chests. In response to increasing the complex world gen making underground cabins more broken down and full of furniture, the odds of cabin paintings spawning has been increased until they are more reasonably found. Okay. Grass growing. This is so fucking crazy. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna have to do with that. Grass growing in front of grassy, flowery walls will grow flowers too, unlike it in front of other backgrounds. Cool. I think I might have to like get an entire chest of shit now instead of just a stack of 999, because look at this, 8,000. I could reasonably get a chest for every item in the game. I may as well just have everything, like have the chest full of everything. Sunflowers now block the spread of hollow. Cool. Critter statues now generate during world gen. Oh, okay. That's nice. Be able to get them without... Save you some critters when you're crafting them. Wood chests now have a chance to contain a stack of wood. Oh, that's a nice touch. I like that. Make early game nice and later games alright. Yeah, because later in the game you just have a farm for trees anyway, so it's like... Ugh. Added a system that would fill in very small holes in natural generation walls of religion to make a more polished backwall appearance. I like that. Sandstorm is now significantly less common, particularly early game. Oh, fuck. That's gonna take me so long to get my next Angry Tumbler banner, huh? Reduce the intensity of the mighty wind will now push you less. Thank you! That shit was so annoying. Rain is slightly less common. Cool. Feels like it's always raining. Art improvements and visual effects. Following things have been resprited, polished, indent. Hollowed armor has been completely reworked visually and now has an ancient hollowed armor variant to use the old style. Cool, I can put that in my row of ancient armors next to the other ones. Skyward furniture set, yep. All of the cloud background art, including the addition of some familiar looking clouds. Cool. Golden Queen Bee and Everscream. Eye patch goggles. The aviators, glass item icons. Glasses, so now they're easier to see in the inventory. Thank you, because the fucking eye patch was like invisible. Any truers? This shit was invisible, I swear to God. Harpy, mummy, and wolf enemies, the goblin invasion enemies, dungeon skeletons, truffle NPC, many previously colored swapped biome wood variant furniture items have been made more unique. Dozens of underground rubble piles from different biomes, the sprites from many treetops, the lunar invasion planets visible in the sky. Those are going to be beautiful, I'm sure. The hard mode dungeon chest / indent. Cool. On the more subtle note, due to the revision of how player armor animations work, all the chest armor and vanity outfits in the game have been touched up, with changes ranging from a few pixels to complete revisions to some, such as the cowboy and pixie outfits. Cool. Made it so the jack-o'-lantern, the title, and explosive jack-o'-lanterns will no longer use the same sprite. Cool. Several dozen wall item icons were adjusted so that the vast majority of wall items are now consistently sized. Cool. Food, drinks, and potions are now held in the player hand and have improved eating, drinking animations. I love that. I love animations. It makes the game so much more immersive. One of my biggest problems with Terraria is immersive, because it might be fun, but I always am very aware I'm playing a video game. Being able to feel like my actions impact the player more, or the character I'm playing as, feel like actually cool as fuck. Number of hats that previously did not show hair, now show hair. Sick. Boss bags now look much more sparkly and visible to help people find them after a fight. Fallen Stars have given a visual overhaul, both during the falling animations and their item art. Sick. Proved how Eater of Worlds and Destroyer visually spawn into the world. I wonder what that means. Nebula shader is now slightly less pink, and the enemies in it have a pulsing effect to make them stand out more visually. Good. All of the jump in bottles that did not previously have visible vanity options now have visible vanity to see on the player. Where is the bottle then? Is it stuck on my finger like Ed and Eddie, or like Ed, I guess, when he stole the Kanker Sisters ship in a bottle? Lunar armor sets no longer lose some of their visual brightness when only wearing one piece. Individual pieces will still have the same brightness as if you wore the full set. Cool. You can have like a crazy amalgamate mix. Elfcopter, Santa, Nick, and Everscream's projectiles were given increased light and visibility. Thank you. Queen Bee's Stinger projectile was given a larger sprite and is easier to see. Thank you. Ambient night lighting may vary dependent on the moon phase. Thank you. There are many... That's actually a really cool change. There are now many more stars in the night sky. Beautiful. Thank you. Redesigned the targeting icon for the summoner lock-on. Cool. Now it doesn't look like a glitch. Gameplay. Reaching the end of the Pumpkin of Frostmoon will unlock one in-game day of Halloween and Christmas season? You could just have... So wait, you can beat a pumpkin moon and then go to your pumpkin farm and have a chance of getting the magical pumpkin seed. Or you could just have Santa move in for one day. That's crazy. Start date for Halloween events in-game is now October 10th. I don't remember what it was before. I think it was like the 21st till the 10th of November or something. I don't remember. Gravestones will now show the date of death. Seeds that die in hardcore mode will drop gravestones. Cool. Desert Fossil. Oh, that makes these easier to farm. I like that. Desert Fossil can now be mined at any pickaxe power or with bombs. However, it is fragile and adjacent fossil blocks may break when you mine it, costing you some of the ore. What? Desert Fossil base gear is now weaker because it is available sooner. Increase the max stack of a ton of... That is so good. Can I have 999 torches? Can now return brought items for full price as long as you have not closed the shop window. Hitting trees with an axe may now drop things sometimes. What? Did an extensive review of sell values across the entire game, increase the consistency of sell. Cool! So now the fucking, like, what is it called? The cross necklace isn't gonna reforge and sell for like 5 silver. Or whatever it is, 10 silver, 15. Nice. Now that's consistent. Makes sense. Game looks like it actually was worked on. Did an extensive review of items. Okay, blah, blah, blah. This particularly includes things like items that had no sell value but should have consistent sell value of items dropped from the same source, and much more. Expert enemies who steal your money will now be saved in that area and respawn if you come back. You can see their locations, how much money they have on the map. That's so cool. I love that change. Oh, that's such a good addition. Titan Glove and its tinkers now give auto swing to all melee weapons and whips. Oh my god, that's so good! That just makes every item in the game. That makes every item in the game, like, that doubles how useful like every melee weapon is. That's, I think this might have been like one of the biggest changes, and people don't even realize it. That's so insane. Auto swing is overpowered. Celestial Pillar fragments drops now scale with the player count in expert. Thank you. Wood, iron, gold crates drop better quality ore depending on which level of crate it is. Wood crates, for instance, only drop copper, tin, iron, lead. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. All fishing crates now come in pre-wall of flesh and post-wall of flesh variants. Pre-wall of flesh variants do not contain hardwood ores. Okay. Gold crates now have a chance to drop life crystals and enchanted swords. Yeah. Dungeon crates may now include books. Oh, fuck yeah. I could ruin my house even more. Flower boots are now included in the jungle crates. Loot pool, thank you. Penguin and turtle pets now obtained rarely from the respective biome crates. You can now fish up alchemy tables in the dungeon? Random, I love it. The angler now has a dialogue that will tell you how many quests you've completed for him. The angler's quest rewards are now more likely to give you the info accessories. Okay, like stat tracker items. Additionally, he will not give the duplicates of an accessory you have in your inventory unless you already have them all. Coral blocks have been entirely resprited, no longer given as rewards from the angler. Instead, they can be crafted. Thank you. Pirate map and snow globe items can now stack to 20. Oh, okay. Fuck yeah. Because those originally didn't stack. Massive overload of the guide's help dialogues, adding hints and tips for the content, all the way up to the lunar invasions, addressing all NPCs since 1.1. Or addressing all NPCs since 1.1, replacing outdated information and bringing some previous bugged lines back into circulation. The game will now detect if you're being stationary AFK for a while and avoid spawning worms on you. So like if you're underground. Cacti must be cut down before you can break the sand beneath it like trees. Cool, makes sense. I was just thinking that was weird like yesterday or something. Most non-dungeon invasion enemies should no longer open doors except during blood moons or eclipses. Most non-dungeon / eclipse enemies. Okay. So now the goblins are going to fucking break doors down? Literally break them off their hinges? Doors will now automatically open for you when approached. This option can be toggled in. That's creepy. Poltergeist opening the door. Doors will now automatically open. Doors will now attempt to open the other way if forward is blocked by something. Doors that have icicles grow in front of them will now break the icicles when you open them. Also applies to other ground-based rubble. Geyser traps are now set off just by stepping on them. So like if you touch the... like the rock itself, it'll go off. Vile and Vicious Powder can now be used to spread the respective biome before hard mode. Meteorite, Crimtane, and Demonite now have higher metal detector priority than Gold Platinum. What? It's more of a bug fix, but okay. Pumpkin Moon now has careful limits on how many total bosses can spawn to reduce serious server performance issues. Moonlord now drops super healing potions instead of greater healing potions. Cool. Makes sense. It's now easier to grapple elsewhere when already grappled to a platform or a minecart track. Thank you. That was annoying as fuck. Ah. Where am I? I'm really lost. I'm right here. Players who are stealthed or invisible no longer have mouse over text or health bars. Weird. A few of the more common Pumpkin or Frost Moon enemies now require more kills per banner drop. Okay, so like scarecrows or something. If a player is falling far enough, if a player is falling far enough that they will take fall damage, but an enemy hits them and knocks them back, it will reset their fall damage. This is so fucking annoying when this happens in game. Thank you. Thank you. God damn it. Parties can no longer happen if the party girl is not present. Try talking to her next time a natural party starts. Oh, okay, I'll do that. I think I tried that and was disappointed that it was the same or something. Butterflies and fireflies no longer spawn in rain or when it is very windy. Makes sense. Players can now spawn several blocks above or below their spawn point if the location is covered by blocks rather than destroying those blocks to increase flexibility of building at spawn. Thank you again. Jesus. These are such good changes. Infected ice and hardened sand blocks can now be used to craft some biome torches. Cool. Acorns now auto swing. Thank you. That's a good quality of life increase for sure. Using Smart Cursor to plant pumpkin seeds will only reduce fully grown... or will only replace fully grown. Okay. Temple Raider achievement should now be unlocked upon opening the locked door, not breaking lizard blocks. Enemies that reflect attacks, large mimic, solar, salinity, blah blah, now make a distinctive sound when it happens. Good. Maybe make you able to Rod of Discord in time. Reduce the volume of vortex beaters, sniper rifle, and solar eruption. The volume? Like, what do you mean volume? I mean like size or the area it takes up? I mean, or like the volume and like sound. Remove the hissing sound effect from vortex beater, last prism, and charged blast cannon. Hissing? What? NPCs, critters, and enemies. Look how fucking... Wait, are we gonna be here for 5 hours? Are we gonna be here all night? NPCs, critters, and enemies. Antlion swarmers and chargers can now be found in small... Wait, antlion chargers and swarmers and chargers can now be found in small and large variants, which appropriate differentiations in strength. Cool, like zombies then. That's good. I'm gonna eat my burrito if we're gonna be here for fucking 9 hours. Like, holy shit. Jellyfish and granite golems spawn from statues now drop their items even less frequently and reduce the sell value of some of those that drop. I think that makes sense, actually. Granite elementals can no longer fly through walls. Thank fucking Lord, that is so annoying. Like, I'd just be fishing in my long drop room, and a granite elemental would come through the wall and rape me. So annoying. Reduce the volume of granite golem's death sound. Okay. Grimace lines now inflict blindness and drop blindfolds. Thank you! You would literally need a corruption farm on your Crimson World to get that item. Giant curse cooldown drops curse or inflicts curse and drop the Nazer. Thank you. Beehive bees in the jungle will now target enemies as well as the player. That is hilarious. I wonder what letter this ends on. We're on E right now. Man-eater type enemies can no longer be killed by mining the block they're attached to. Really good change. Clowns are now much more dangerous and throw chattering teeth bombs. That's terrifying. What? Many enemies which previously stopped spawning after defeating the wall of flesh can now be found at reduced rates, even in hard mode. Really good. Stuff like the Snatcher, or I think you could still find the Goblin Scout. But there's like a few enemies that are just like, if you wanted the banner for that, you're just out of luck. Make a new world. Good change for sure. Several minion enemies that have no banners are now subject to the banner effects that affect their creator, such as Baby Mothra and a Mothron banner. Fuck yeah. That makes so much sense. Enemies have an increased chance to drop bonus amounts of money when killed. I'm not sure what that means. Enemies drop extra money during blood moons. Ooh. Make that shitty mode actually useful. I like that. Eater of Worlds now has more segments, even more so in expert mode. Thank you. Make it more of a challenge. King Slime is now somewhat harder to abuse with ropes. Cool. Plantera's tentacles now have health scaling in expert multiplayer. Brain of Cthulhu's creepers now have health scaling in expert multiplayer. Cool. Expert Brain of Cthulhu and his creepers now have increased knockback resistance per player present on a server, ultimately becoming immune to knockback. Holy shit. On a server, though, so, like, no, this doesn't affect me. That's good. Because dealing with that without, like, you really need the Rotten Fork. Or, like, if you're in normal Terraria, you could literally cheese it with any spear-type weapon. I think that's really good, for sure. Making it so that a server with 60 people don't just one-shot the boss. Make it just a little bit harder. It's not like they home in anyway, you just dodge them. Expert Skeleton Prom now moves faster when spinning. Good. He was a laugh. He was a joke. Olden's army now has some expert scaling in multiplayer. They're really targeting the abusers in servers, which I appreciate. Martian saucers in normal mode no longer have a phase 2 and die as soon as the turrets are destroyed. They had a phase 2 in normal mode? You guys are assholes, man. What is that? There are now less Martian saucers per invasion and they are less likely to chain spawn. Thank you. Means we can get more conduit plating. Martian saucers can now shoot their death beam through blocks, however they are slower and their beams are easier to avoid. Thank you. Jesus Christ. That shit was stupid. Several Martian invasion drops are now dropped from regular Martians, decreasing the random nature of the Martian saucer's drop pool. Golem attacks more aggressively the more players are present and expert, also slightly harder to cheese. Cool. Golem will now enrage when out of the jungle or on the surface. I wonder what that looks like. Does he just fist the shit out of you? Moonlord's phantasmal death ray will now penetrate blocks that are between it and the player. Frogs can now swim. Oh, that's just a funny series of words. It's just a really funny 4 words in a row, you know? Explosive bunnies can now be released as critters and can explode. Fucked up. Enchanted nightcrawlers now spawn naturally during meteor showers. Gold critters are now more rare. I'm never seeing this butterfly, bro. It's never happening. Equipment, armor, and weapons. We're only on F. This goes to like ZQ or something. The ruler's utility effect is now always available to the player to turn on or off. The ruler item can now be used as a weapon instead and is still used in crafting recipes. It's always available for players to turn on and off. That's so good. But it's like a weapon now. Okay. Breathing Reed and Umbrella can now be used as weapons and can still be used for their original purposes as well. Really good. Makes the Breathing Reed especially not garbage. I think it's one of the worst weapons items in the game. But now it's like, actually, if it's a weapon, that changes things. The throwing subclass has been combined with the range class. Previously thrown items previous thrown weapons now do range damage. Short swords can now be used in all directions, not just forward. Really good. Titanium armor now has set bonus, and Shadow Dodge has been repurposed to Holy Protection. New set bonus for Hollowed armor. Medusa Head Charged Blaster can now have heavily redesigned to should be more effective in combat. Yep. Some other weapons have had some moderate redesigns to improve their effectiveness, including but not limited to Magic Missile, which has an area of effect blast, follows the player's cursor faster and more effectively. Flame Lash, I'm not sure. Rainbow Rod, probably the same. Poison and Venom Staff, I really hope. Staff of Earth and Heat Ray, I'm curious to see what they do with those. Host for their weapons, armor tool. Accessory adjustments, some small, some major. For more, please check out the balance changes section. Vanity accessory slots now can only hold accessories with a visual vanity effect. Sure. Gravity Globe can be toggled in midair. You couldn't do that before? What? Tiki Armor Pigment Necklace and Hercules Beetles can now be purchased without carrying Pygmy Staff as long as you have defeated Plantera. Cool. That was always weird to me that you needed to do that. I always was like, why doesn't he have these? And then I'd have to look up why. Be like, oh, that's dumb. And then I'd come back with an item I never used just to get those specific things from him. Blessed Apple can now only drop some unicorns with a higher drop rate than before. I already saw those a million times, for sure. Senix Tiara now drops with both of her dev set bundle. Whatever his name is, Aviators now dropped from Master Mode I Cthulhu. Arcalis is now dropped in the Arcalis dev set bundle. Okay, so you can't get one of the best items in pre-hard mode from just like finding it. I guess that makes sense. Definitely buffed to Night's Edge, just like that there's not an overpowered option anymore. Blocks and furniture, upgraded mannequins, they now have an interactability inventory which allows visible accessories such as wings as well as die support that can also be painted and no longer destroyed unless their inventory is empty. So there's like a chest now. That's so crazy. I guess that's why they needed to increase it to 8,000 for all the new crazy shit they're doing. Weapon racks are now paintable. You can now place fish or weapon racks for display purposes. Players can now sit in chairs, sofas, thrones, benches, and they can lay down in beds to sleep. Sleeping in beds will speed up time if it... Oh, you could speed up time by sleeping in a bed! If in multiplayer time only speed up if all players are sleeping. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. I love that. You can now speed up time even when you're not in journey mode. Goblin, Eyeball, Hornet, Imp, and Corrupt statues now spawn enemies when wired. Okay, so Goblin... What? Eyeball. Spawn Demon Eyes, I guess? Hornet. Yeah, sure. Imp. Sure. Corrupt statues. Okay, so you could spawn Eater of Souls as well. You can now craft ice chests, and its name is and the frozen chest name were swapped to match furniture consistency. Makes sense. Living wood, skyware, and lizard chests are now craftable. Thank you. The fuck, you couldn't make skyware chests? Temple traps now require higher pickaxe power to mine than previously obtainable them too easily. Ooh, that changes how temples are going to be explored for sure. You used to be able to just walk through. You just would tiptoe through and get all the traps as you went through, and then it would just disarm the dungeon forever. But now you can't just mine them. You have to actually get through that and then come back and mine it. They're definitely interesting. Change the light colors of the light sources in following sets so that each uses consistent lighting. Marble, pearlwood, mahogany, spooky, steampunk, palmwood, ebonwood, shadewood, glass, living wood, frozen. Ebonwood's candelabra was resprited to visually match this updated color. Cool. I'm glad they're not like they didn't just rage quit Terraria after 1.3 and they actually went back and overhauled everything. Really gives me hope in this developer. See what they make next. Probably it'll definitely be good. Bewitching Station now generates light because it had candles all this time. You're not wrong. Water peace candles are now wired to turn on and off, which will toggle their buffs as well. That's fucking so good. I love that change. Shells and starfish now generate over time on beaches. Cool. Cloud blocks now prevent fall damage. Good for adventure maps too. Campfires also no longer give their buffs when turned off. Placing minecart tracks with smart cursors should create smarter and cleaner tracks than before. Good change. Stone slab had the wrong blending, preventing it from being used nicely with most other blocks, and this has been fixed. However, we listened to your concerns and we've added accent stone block, which will function the same as old stone slab did. Good. Perfect. Have both. Why not? Dynasty wood blends better than with other tiles now. Special glass blocks like waterfall, confetti, etc. now have better merging with other tiles. I forget how you even make those. Special glass. Okay, infected hard mode sands are now craftable into glass like regular hardened sand. Like, why was this not in the game already? Super weird. I always wondered what was up with that. Statues can now face both directions. Cool. Like that. Bone blocks are now mined back up as bones, which can be crafted into other things or replaced as bone blocks as needed with the bone wand. Good, good, good. Like that a lot. Staff of Regrowth no longer places moss on stone, as moss is now accessed through other means. Yeah, you have to paint scrape, right? Or I forget what it's called. It's the scraper thing. Ammo box can now has a shotgun cocking sound effect when used. I like that. Journey's End. Balance changes. Okay, bosses. Moonlord. Moonlord's attack pattern has been slightly tweaked to be more consistent, as the different eyes should now become, or as the different eyes would become desynced over time, resulting in a more random fight, which was not intended. In addition, the amount of time that his forehead eye spends open is slightly increased. Thank you. Makes the fight not take 15 fucking minutes. Moonlord's phantasmal death rate now penetrate blocks that are between it and the player. Good. That was dumb. Enemies no longer spawn during his fight unless they spawn outside of his radius in multiplayer. Moonlord will not drop his loot even if you die during his death animation. Golem. Golem attacks more aggressively. The player is present in if more players are present, and also slightly harder to cheese. Golem will now rage if you're out of the jungle, which I'm still curious what that looks like. Plantero's tentacles now it's different. Have more health scaling in expert mode. He's now faster while spinning. Expert Brain of Cthulhu and his creepers now have Brain of Cthulhu. Okay. Increased knockback resistance per player, eventually becoming immune to it. His creepers now have health scaling multiplayer. Eater of Worlds. More segments, even more in expert mode. King Slime is now somewhat hard to abuse with ropes. Martian Saucer. Difficulties below. Expert no longer have phase 2 and die as soon as their turrets are destroyed. There are now less Martian Saucers per invasion, and they are less likely to chain spawn. Martian Saucers can now shoot their death beam through blocks, however they are slower and their beams are easier to avoid. Enemies. Crim Slimes now inflict blindness debuff and drop blindfolds. Crimson Axe now inflicts the curse debuff. It didn't? Giant Crystal now inflicts and drops nasers. Tomb Crawlers. Head damage decreased from 16 to 14. Okay, that makes 28 in expert mode, right? That's still insane. They're still very overpowered to run into. I don't know what this buff does. Definitely looks like placebo, but in normal mode, sure, I can see it. It probably does something in normal mode. 16 to 14 is much more noticeable than 32 to 28. Both those numbers are just so insanely high early game. And later in the game, by the time you're making that down go from 2 damage to 1 damage consistently, it still shouldn't matter. Because by then you have weapons to deal with these enemies. This does nothing for expert mode tomb crawlers, they're still insane. Body and tail damage decreased from 10 to 7. That's a weird part of the body to get by. Life decreased from 50 to 40. Ugh. God, they're so weak now though. But HP, that HP decrease. I mean, 80 health early game is still a lot. This is just a nerf to normal mode by the looks of it. Reduce size. That's like the biggest change here, because making them harder to get hit by. Only 1 tomb crawler should spawn at a time under normal circumstances. Okay, these 2 nerfs are what make it actually not that threatening. If you only see 1 and it has 80 health and does 4 less damage, it's pretty good. Sand slime damage increased from 10 to 15. Life increased from 40 to 50. Knockback multiplier decreased from 0.8 to 0.7. Okay, so it takes more knockback. Yeah, these things were so heavy, I don't understand. Not only spawns as uncommon enemies in underground desert. Okay. Only underground. The health and damage are a little scary, but you can keep them at bay easier, so I think it makes sense. Money drop values increased from 90 copper to 3 silver? They were giving me like 2.5 silver in expert mode, so now what are they going to give me, like 9? That's nuts. Slightly less common. Oh, okay. Makes sense then if they're less common. Makes building during that time easier too, because they're not in your fucking face while you're building. Clown. Damage increased from 50 to 60. Ugh. Defense increased 25. Ooh. Look at that. Health increased 400 to 800. Knockback decreased from 0.4 to... Ooh. So now they have, like... Oh, wait. This is... The knockback multiplier is the smaller the number, the less knockback they have. Right? I'm not going to comment on it because I don't actually know. They now attack much faster. Happy bombs now explode when near the player. They can now throw chattering teeth bombs as well. Reference to League of Legends. I like it. Theory and lightning bug. Projectile damage increased 20 to 100. Is actually an accidental placeholder number. It did 1 damage to the Ethereal Crystal and was likely to do the same to most players. The fuck? Hoplite. Decreased javelin damage from 48 to 36. Yeah, it was a little much. Angry Tumbler. Defense decreased from 10 to 6. Javelin damage decreased. Why is this here and here? They should have just had me, like, pre-fruited for them if they're gonna not... Wait, max speed decreased from 4 to 3. Cool, they're not gonna run you down like Hecarim or something. Money drop value decreased from 1.3 silver to 1 silver. It's not that different. I like that they're not making it nearly as tanky and they're making it not nearly as fast, but it still should do the same insane damage. Still a terrifying enemy, to be sure. Bone throwing skeletons, expert only. Projectile damage decreased from 80 to 60. I like this a lot. That shit was doing way too much. They throw it so fast. Even my character with 40 armor is still taking, like, so much from it. Purple, okay, other. Purple, red, yellow, black slimes now only drop 1 to 3 extra gel each. Man-eater type enemies can only be killed, not attacked you. Upper level slime money drop value increased from 25 to 1 silver. I like that. Didn't make sense how they gave so little. Granite elementals can no longer fly through blocks. Still love that. Beehive bees in the jungle now attack other things and not just the player. Not including the queen bee, obviously. I think this is going to be hilarious to see. Armor. Ninja set. Instead of throwing bonuses, each piece now gives a global 3 damage and 3 crit chance. Now new set bonus 20% movement speed. It makes you really fast. That has its own use for sure. Combine that with asphalt, but that'll be hilarious to look at. Gladiator set. Defense increased by 1 each. I like that. Fossil set. They're nerfing it because it's easier to get. Helmet from 3 to 2. Plate from 6 to 4. Greaves from 4 to 2. That's... Ugh. Goes from 15 to 10? No, 15 to 8. Each piece of the set now gives 3% range crit chance, 20% to not consume ammo. Now available earlier due to the change, yeah. Green cap defense increased from 0 to 2. Now this is technically an armor. That's hilarious. Night vision helmet 2 to 4. Thank you. Now that's actually useful. At least early game. Cactus breastplate defense lowered from 2 to 1. What? Why would you do that? What the fuck is this? It was already, like, not that good. Guess they just didn't want to make it as easy to rush. Weird. As a whole set, Forbidden is unchanged. However, the benefits of Forbidden robes and threads have been split evenly, which each give 40 men and +1 menu count. I have no idea what that means. Titanium set. New set bonus. Titanium barrier. Yep. As you attack enemies, titanium shards accumulate and spin around you. These shards deal damage to enemies at close range, inflict knockback. Use them defensively to keep enemies away, or for the bold aggressively to inflict extra damage. So it's like the I forget what they're called from Binding of Isaac, like the followers that rotate around you. You get like a sack dagger going, but like a lot of them. Hollowed set bonus, Holy Protection, acts as shadow dodge, but you can only activate it once per 30 seconds, so it's a nerf. Squire set, Squire grade helmeted, Greaves defense each increased by 1, Squire grade helmet, healing increased by 50%. I don't know what these are. Chlorophyte set, melee. The masked 25 to 20. Ugh. That used to be one of the best helmets in the game. So that's sad to see. Set bonus now gives an additional 5% damage reduction if you're wearing the Chlorophyte mask. Okay. I like this change. I know exactly why. Because you used to be able to just wear the mask. You used to be able to wear just the mask and then like beetle chest plate and then hollowed greaves, I think, or something like that. And then you would just have the highest defense and damage. But what they want you to do is wear the whole set. So that just makes more sense in my opinion. Very good change, actually. Turtle armor, set bonus now gives 15 damage reduction. Set bonus Thorns damage now does twice as much. Really good buff. Because the turtle armor was kind of just a irrelevant stepping stone to beetle armor. So it's nice to see that. Spectre armor mask. Set bonus projectiles now deal 100% of the original damage instead of 50. Recovery rate that determines how much new projectiles can be generated over time is increased from 150 to 250. I'm not sure what those numbers mean, but if they're frames, is Terraria 30 frames or 60? I think it's 60. So instead of like 2.7 seconds, it's going up to. It's getting nerfed. I don't know what that means. I'll let somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing say something about that. Spooky set, overall defense increased from 27 to 30, with each piece getting 1 defense. Good. Spooky breastplate now gives +2 instead of 1. Spooky lanes now give 20% movement speed. Really good. Really fucking good. +2. Jeez. Fall Hollow set. What is this? Total defense of the set is increased by 4 and has been redistributed. Fall Hollow helmet from 14 to 20. Breastplate defense 30 to 24. Greaves from 20 to 24. Healing decreased by 50. Huh? I don't even know what this is. Nebula armor. Healing booster effect now gives 3 per second instead of 5 with a maximum of 9 possible now. What? I don't know what that means. Solar armor. This is going to impact me a lot. It's the armor I use. Critical chance increased from 17 to 26. You're a madman. Solar breastplate melee bonus increased from 22 to... Damage increased? Jesus fucking Christ. Then they're adding a sword above Meowmere now? I'm gonna do so much damage. Each piece of set now gives 1 HP regen? Instead of 30% damage reduction whenever you have charges, you now have 12% damage reduction at all times and 20% additional while charges are active. So instead of 30%, you have 32%. Practice this roughly equates to 30%. The same 30% used to give due to having two values are multiplied. Wait, what? This is roughly equivalent to the same 30% it used to give due to how two values are multiplied, right? Recharge time between shield charges reduced by 1 second, so it's faster. Does more damage, crits more, better damage reduction, and shield comes up faster. God damn, who decided this needed to be buffed? It's already the best armor in the game. Stardust armor, the Guardian now has a more vigorous and aggressive attack automatically without prompted. All resemblance to a certain anime is purely coincidental. Of course. Who would suggest such a thing? Melee weapons. Short sword's gonna be in all directions. Gold damage increased from 11 to 12. I forget how much the platinum short sword does. Flails, now entirely new behavior in a few different functioning modes. If you click and hold the mouse button, they will swing around rapidly, doing low knockback, hitting rapidly in a small circle around you. If you click and use them normally, you will shoot them forward, similar to how it used to be, but they will move much faster than they did before. The damage dealt is double in this mode. Jeez. If you click and use them normally, you will shoot them forward, so blah blah. If you click while it is in midair after having shot it forward, it will drop suddenly and lay on the ground, which can be used as a stationary damage obstacle like a spiky ball on enemies walking towards you. Some flails have some stats tweaked to fix with this new setup, such as having slightly longer or shorter range, but generally speaking, all of them should perform better than before. Sick. Cactus sword damage increased from 9 to 8, use time increased from... So now it's slow as fuck and does nothing. Knockback is awful. God damn. God, the cactus sword is bad now. Ugh. That's terrible. One of the worst swords now. This is like... I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same as wooden sword. Trident, damage increased from 11 to 14. Holy fuck, this is like the same as Rotten Fork. 5 to 6? When held, it gives unrestricted movement in water. That's so crazy. Why would you do that? Chain knife, damage increased 11 to 12. Sure. Enchanted sword, damage decreased 24 to 23. Use time increased from... What? Why would you nerf this? Falcon blade, damage decreased from 30 to 25. Use time increased from 15 to... What the fuck is your problem? Lightsbane. Size scale increased from 1.1 to 1.4. Makes it bigger. Amazon. Damage increased from 20 to 18. Crafting stingers required decreased from 2 to... Or required increased from 2 to 12. Jungle spores required decreased from 3 to 9. Okay, so this isn't as abusable anymore. Damage worse too. Beekeeper. Damage decreased from 26 to 24. Use time increased from 20 to 22. Knockback decreased ever so slightly. Is no longer auto swing. So that is a massive nerf just because of the auto swing. The damage is also bad. Knockback isn't that much. Use time is slightly annoying. But it's mostly the damage being fairly annoying and this being a fucking death blow. I'm gonna ruin it. Damage increased from 19 to 21. That's really good. Although its knockback is still bad, so I wouldn't recommend using it most of the time. Fiery Greatsword use time decreased from 34 to 30. That's really big. It's now faster than the fucking Cactus Sword. That's hilarious. What happened? This patch is fucked. Breaker Blade. Damage increased 39 to 43. Use time decreased from 30 to 29. Gained a special mechanic which will deal 2 times damage to enemies with over 90. Oh, that's really good. That's actually a usable sword. I like these random effects they're doing. Cobalt Sword, unchanged but listed here intentionally to ensure that there was no oversight. Cobalt Sword's damage was previously much higher than it should have been. We were using it as a new baseline with which the rest of swords are being compared to. Palladium Sword, damage increased from 45, Mithril 44 to 49, Orcalca 47 to 50, decreased by slightest amount. Adamantite sword 50 to 56, really good. Use time decreased by slightest amount. Titanium 52 to 58. I think this should be 59. Should be 3 damage higher instead of 2. Face sabers all damage 41 to 42. Better use time for sure. Better use time by 5 is pretty damn good. These are actually very, very good. Like at the very beginning of hard mode. If you don't get a beam sword right away, these are really damn good. Although now that they buffed these, maybe not. Beam sword. Use time increased 15 to 20. Does not impact projectile cooldown. Okay. It was probably one of the most overpowered swords for when you could get it, so this is a warranted change. Surprised they didn't nerf it more. Damage decreased from 70 to 60. Use time decreased from 7 to 8. Ugh. Only gains 25% benefit from increased melee speed stats. Disgusting nerfs to a fun item. Anchor, damage increased 55? Look how fast it is. 30 to 20. 30 to 55. This item is nuts. Format C, sure. It's a yo-yo. Gradient, another yo-yo. That's a huge buff. Chick. It's like a racial slur. I don't know what that is. Hammerrock. Oh my god, they buffed the Hammerrock. This thing is such an overpowered item. You could just go to an ice biome instantly in hard mode and you can kill like everything until you get an Eye Cthulhu. Nuts. It even does more damage than the Hellfire. What is this fucking damage? Why would you do this? You could honestly just leave it at 43. At least make it the same as this and make this higher. Like, what the fuck? Excalibur damage increased from... Some insane Excalibur buffs. Brand of the Inferno. I don't know what that is. But it's whatever it is. It's now, like, double damage? What? Smash attack now does 3 times damage, up from 2 times. Code 2, more yo-yos. High damage. Glorified Claymore, good buff, 5 damage. True Knight's Edge, 15 damage, jeez. I like that buff a lot. Psycho Knife, note functionally overhauled renders this weapon akin to the upgraded Fetting, but it maintains its stealth bonus. Damage increased by 15, use time decreased to 8. Now gains 33% bonus increased from melee speed stats. Okay, so it's like, it's always fast, and it doesn't scale very well. It just has an insane base attack speed. But it doesn't go any faster, really, because it scales awfully, essentially. So what that means. I think that's the worst idea. I think it's a little weird, a little questionable, but it's cool in practice, like how it actually works. Key brand, 70 to 85, cool. Now deals up to 150% more damage on how injured the enemy is. So it does missing health damage. Crazy. Kraken. How do you get this again? Oh, this is from the dungeon, hard mode dungeon. 90 to... It's being buffed. Now has a 10% crit chance. Scourge of the Corruptors, this item is so busted. Average projectile spawn from each hit shot increased. Average projectile spawn from each shot increased. They really are just buffing everything. Golden Fist damage increased 14. Christmas Tree Store. Now projectile now has completely overhauled. Instead of firing one ornament, it fires several balls and a star ornament. Hover in place for 2 seconds before falling to the ground. It is now auto swing. This buff should ring a bell. It's really broken. Daybreak. Technically a bug fixed issue where Daybreak would not spread its debuff if you attack to kill target in 1 hit. Now spreads the debuff turned by enemies if the target is killed in 1 hit. Ranged weapons, Bone Javelin, damage decreased due to earlier tier, right? Bee's Knees. It's a grenade, right? Sure. Very slight nerfs. Damage is mostly what's annoying. Handgun, use time decreased. That's good. That item was not that good, so it needs love for sure. Hellwing Bow, damage decreased, or increased, so this is even more viable now. Use time decreased, not that much more, but it's still good. I mean, it's not like it was nerfed, but it's a good choice for Wall of Flesh. Still. Clock assault rifle damage decreased. Don't know if I like that one. You could just left it 19. Like, why give like all these other insane items buffs, but then nerf this for no reason? All 6 ore repeaters use time decreased by 1. Sure. Marrow damage increased. I think that's fair. That didn't do that much damage. This also means twins are more easily fought with Shadow Flame bow, or Shadow Flame arrows rather. You could use or what am I thinking of? I swear I used the Marrow with Shadow Flame arrows and but they were also from the Infinite Arrow bag or quiver. So I don't know how that works. I think I'm wrong, and it was the Shadow Flame bow that you get from the goblins. I'm remembering wrong. Ice bow decreased from 46 to 39. Use time decreased, so it attacks faster, but does less damage. Now auto fire. This makes it so much better. So I think the damage is warranted. Despite the damage reduction, this will result stronger, but overall, albeit more defense impacting than bows like Marrow. Change is primarily meant to introduce variation between the bows. I think that makes sense, especially because it's doing this, because auto use is broken. This bow is one of the best items of the game, so 5 damage nerf, sure. When using Holy Unholy Hellfire Just Arrows, shoots an average of 2.6 instead of the normal 3.3. So even bigger nerf. One of the best items of the game, though, so it makes sense. Dart Pistol, damage increased by 5. Dart Rifle, damage increased by 10. Toxicarp, use time decreased from... Oh my god, this is an infinite spam projectile. Getting a buff. Halloween Repeater, damage increased by 10. Use time decreased by 3. Flamethrower, damage increased by... What is that? 8? What the f... Now applies a 15% damage penalty to the next hit for each. 15% damage penalty to the next hit for each enemy a projectile pierces. Oh, so you can't... It does the most damage to the first enemy. It does less to subsequent enemies after. Phantom Phoenix, damage increased for 24 times 2, 32 times 2. Use time decreased. Phoenix projectile now fires on 3rd instead of 4th. I don't remember this item, so I don't know. Glorified shot bow, every average of arrows decreased slightly. Venus Magnum, this... Jesus, 12 damage. Grenade launcher, use time decreased by 10. Jeez. I wonder how much they're nerfing the Stinger by, because that item's been broken for years. Rocket launcher, damage decreased by 5. Does 2 times damage at direct hits to a single target. I think that's fair. Proximity mine does 3 times damage when mines are stationary, normal damage when they're still moving. Cool, use time increased by 10. Ooh, that is a really slow use time. Reduce the number of active mines it can have at once. Cool. If we're gonna do that 3 times damage shit, then this and this and this are all sure, why not? Now shoots 3 piranhas which can attack the same or different targets. The rate at which the piranhas combine is decreased slightly on an individual basis, but the total DPS is now higher. Good. That item sucked. Pulse bow. Damage decreased from 65 to 85. Use time decreased by 2. Damage reduction for each hit. Each target hit increased from 10% to 20%. Okay. Broken ass fucking weapon, sure. Make it even more broken, but make this not too out of control. Does 2 times damage directed to the single target. They're buffing it, and they're not doing anything else. They're just only buffing it. Does 2 times damage direct hits to a single target. Only applies the initial bolts, not the fragments. So it still is just fucking broken, and it can be even more broken if there's one guy. Yeah, why not? Celebration. Damage decreased from 65 to 25. Note rocket damage is very high and is added to this. Even rocket ones deal 40. So the actual damage reduction is 105 to 65, even using the worst rockets. Bonus crit chance of 10% removed, now sold by the party girl after Golem. Cool. Elf Melter, damage increased 40 to 60, applies 15% damage penalty to additional targets hit. Fucking the SDMG is so strong. Oh my god, look at how... Look, you now have a 66% chance to not consume ammo. You can get a 99% chance to not consume ammo. It might even be 100%, actually, if you use potions as well. Nuts. Wand of Sparking, increased damage from 8 to 14. Fucking... That's... such a good item early. Use time decreased from... Okay, slight buff there. Increased on fire chance from 1/3 to 1/2. Now has a 10% crit chance. And I think they even made the hitbox bigger. So that's fucking bonkers. It's gonna go from doing like 2 damage to blood zombies to doing like 8 or 6. What the fuck? That is so crazy, dude. Magic missile. Projectile is faster and has homing if you release it. Oh right, they did. I forgot about the homing thing. Has a moderate AoE damage explosion on impact. Use time increased slightly. Mana cost decreased slightly. I think that's fair. Flame Lash. Projectile's faster and has homing if you release it. Now pierces and can hit a second time. Has a moderate AoE damage explosion after the second hit. Wait, it pierces and can hit a second time. That's Vagar Q. Damage decreased from 40 to 36. I think that's fair because you're doing more damage anyway. Like, what is that? 72 total damage instead of 40. Use time increased slightly, or no, by 10, quite a bit. Mana cost decreased by 6. Jeez. So now it's like a heavy hitter, but slightly slower. Staff of Frost, use time decreased. Mana cost decreased. This item was... Now this is even closer to how it was in Terraria RPG 1.2. You could just like minigun people with it. Could potentially see Staff of Frost coming back. These buffs are really good for it. Cursed Flames. Huge damage buff. Use time decreased. Good buff there too. Mana cost. Oh my god, it's only worth 9. Related. See Cursed Inferno buff. Did they buff that too? Flower of Frost, 5 damage. Huge use time increase or decrease. Mana cost decreased by a lot as well. Increased frostbite chance to 100%. God damn. I thought that item was really bad, so I think now it's just standard. It's up to par, basically. The buffs don't make it insane, they just make it average. Because it used to be bad, now it's good. Or not good, it's went from bad to average. Crystal Storm damage increased by 7. Mana cost increased. Ooh, that mana cost increase sucks. But the damage... This means, like, if you're a mage, this is actually a buff. If you're everyone else, this is a nerf. Because if you're not speccing into mana, then... Ooh, you're going to be punished. But mages, you're going to blast people even harder. Poison Staff. Note previously due to piercing immunity frames, only one projectile from each shot would hit each target, resulting in a lot of lost damage. We're implementing a system that allows all the projectiles to hit a target, dramatically improving its shotgun-like functionality. However, to offset this gain, it has had to have some of its stats reduced. Right, obviously. On the whole, this should be a stronger weapon, however. Damage decreased by 5, but all the shots can hit, so it goes from like 48 to, what, like 100 and something? Reduce number of enemies that each projectile can hit from 4 to 3. Applies a 24% damage penalty. Okay, so it goes from like 48 to 180 or 150. I forget how many there are. I think there's like 3 or 4. And I think there's 4. So it would go to 100 and what? 160 plus 12. 172. And then each additional hit after that. So the first target hit takes like 170 damage from 48. Such a good weapon now. And this was already decent. So that's pretty damn good. Crystal Vial Shard. Damage increased, good. That's a pretty big increase. I'd say that's a good item now. I don't know what you would use it for. I guess the Destroyer or something. Clinger Staff. Decent buff. No longer has a hit limit. That's really good. Can now inflict cursed Inferno debuff. Cursed, what? Can now inflict critical hits. Weird, it could do that before. Reduce the head, completed overhaul. Rather than being charged, this weapon now channeled and has its range substantially reduced. When channeled, it will be held in front of the player. If no enemies are present, it will not fire and will consume no mana. When enemies are in range, it will constantly attack any nearby enemies, consuming mana for each shot. Can hit up to 3 targets for each attack, does not consume extra mana. Damage is now set to 40. Mana cost has been decreased by 3, however, it can fire up to 4 times per second, decreasing the speed at which it consumes mana. Right. I think I'm going to go to bed, or like stop, and I'll just mark this for next session, or next time I come, and we'll combine the videos and it'll act like one video. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I really just needed to sleep. So Sky Fracture getting 3 nerfed mana cost. I honestly don't remember how you get this. I forget what it even does. I think it might do some kind of influx blade kind of attack, but I don't remember. Spirit Flame, use time decreased 30 to 22, mana cost 18 to 14. I forget. I think I might have had it but never used it, so I'm not sure there either. Rainbow Rod, projectiles faster and is homing if you release it. Now it pierces and hits up to 3 times. Has a moderate AoE radius. Damage down by 24, but it pierces. So that's an increase in damage. Use time increased by a good bit. That's annoying. Mana cost, that's annoying. Can touch tiles without exploding now? That's insane. Very good usability increase there, because now it's like a brainless weapon. You can just spam it and don't have to worry. It'll hit enemies only and not hit you. Well, can touch doesn't mean will touch. So if you're moving it around with your cursor, I imagine it doesn't break. But if you shoot it and it doesn't home into an enemy and it just hits a wall, it'll explode. Like, what would that even happen? If it didn't explode when it hit tiles, even when you released it, you could just build up a bunch of them on the floor, crash the game. Tome of Infinite Wisdom. I don't remember what this item is. I don't think I've ever gotten it. Damage increased from 24 to 32. Use time decreased by 5. Huge buffs to whatever the fuck this item is. Venom Staff. This item shoots 6 instead of 4 and puts venom debuff on people instead of poison. It's always been decent, but there's been some issues with the spread. Sometimes there'll be holes in it that you can actually just jump through. Has received the general overhaul as Poison Staff should be improved in actual use, but needs stat reductions to offset this change. So each individual shot should be able to hit an enemy. Give it a try before you be the judge. Damage increased by a good bit. Reduced number of enemies that each projectile can hit from 7 to 5. Applies 20, but each projectile can hit an enemy. So all 6 of them are going to hit something. So that's like 260-ish damage instead of 44, because there's 6 of them. And they can pass through 5 enemies. So instead of 63 being multiplied by 7 for about 420 plus 21, so 441 damage, it's now 44 times 5 multiplied by 6. So that's a lot. I don't know if that needs to be said, but that's 250 minus 30. So that's 220 damage times 6. That's 1320 damage around there. So pretty damn big buff. It's like 3 times more damage now. Jesus. Can't wait to use this. Wasp Gun. This may sound like a nerf on paper, but it trades hit count for total damage and will actually result in drastically more DPS. Less wasps, more damage. Damage increased by 10. Use time increased by 7. Ugh. Wasp can now bounce pierce only 3 times instead of 4. Wasp per cast reduced on the average of 3. Mana cost increased. But that damage is really big, like they said. Sounds fair, honestly. Nettle Burst, damage increased by 7. Mana cost increased. Why increase the damage if you're going to increase the mana cost? I guess they just wanted it to do more damage, but they were not thinking it would be balanced if you just spammed it and it did that much. I think you could have actually just increased the damage to 30 instead of 35 and not touched the mana. Or just left it at 28. Like, it was fine. If you're just going to make it around the same usefulness anyway. I guess they just want it to be higher damage because I see a general trend with this in everything just getting damage. It's probably because Master Mode is going to increase the defensive shit, so you're in hard mode. All of these are hard mode. I don't think I've seen a single... Like, there have been very few pre-hard mode buffs. So, like, I think that Master Mode enemies are going to have an insane amount of defense and health. So we're going to need more damage. Which is why they're doing this kind of buff, where it literally does nothing to the weapon. It's just as good, because this mana cost thing offsets the damage. Slightly. I think only 2, but 2 mana does not equal 7 damage. I think you get 2 more damage than you would have nerfing or for the nerfed mana. So I think they're just adding damage to things to make it more fair, or more reasonable to beat Master Mode, because shit was probably just taking 1 damage from half of this. Spectre Staff, damage decreased by 7. Each projectile can now hit up to 3 times rather than only once. So instead of 72 damage, it's now going to do, am I an idiot? 180 plus 15, 195 damage. Mana cost decreased, that's fair. Fair mana cost increase because that damage increase is insane. Staff of Earth, I'm interested what this does. Actual damage mostly unchanged, but lists its max speed damage rather than its low speed damage. Now has a 20% crit chance, that's really fucking good. Mana cost decreased by 3. Ew. Use time decreased by a lot, though. That crit chance is insane. Projectile speed greatly increased. As a result, has better range and much harder to fall below the minimum threshold to maintain maximum damage. Does it do damage based on speed? I didn't know that was a thing, but that crit chance is crazy. Heat Ray. There were too many full piercing weapons at this tier and not enough high single target damage weapons. Heat Ray changed to avoid redundancy with Shadow Beam, Staff of Earth, and give the class more versatility. Because this had infinite piercing. Damage increased from 55 to 80. Use time decreased by 6. Can no longer pierce and hit multiple enemies. So this is just going to melt one person instead of 2 hitting the destroyer. It's a massive damage increase though, so that's cool. And I hope they buff Shadow Beam Staff. Bat Scepter. Average bats per cost increased 2 to 2.5. Mana cost increased. Ew. Oh my god. This is like a painful nerf, or painful buff accompanied by this nerf, because it's like, hey, you can spawn more shit, but ooh. It's annoying as fuck. Charged Blaster Cannon. The weapon still charged, but now fires constantly while charging. For the first second of charging, you will fire 6 single target pellets, each dealing base damage of 100, up from 50. Fuck yeah. For the next 2 seconds, you will fire 3 total piercing blasts, each dealing a base of 250, up from 100. After this, it will shoot a laser beam, which is unchanged from the original implementation. You can also quick fire pellets without charging. The fire rate of these pellets is much higher than the previous implementation. The mana cost of charging is unchanged, however. Quick firing will naturally consume more mana as the fire rate has increased significantly. Right? Nebula Blaze. Use time decreased by 3. Mana cost decreased by 6. This is either the gauntlet or the black hole that shoots other black holes. I think it might be the gauntlet that shoots those beams, which I think this is a deserved buff because the item was... It was good, but it wasn't like a Nebula tier item. It was just good. It wasn't insane. I don't think this makes it insane, but it definitely makes it better. Makes it a great item instead of good. It's a step up. I think it needs some damage as well to make it truly insane on top of these buffs. But we'll have to see. Maybe the decrease in mana makes this just so insanely spammable that the damage doesn't really matter. I don't remember the damage numbers offhand, so they could already be fine also. Not sure. Summons. Summon minions now adjust their damage dynamically based on your current equipment and damage buffs. Some, though not all, summons now use their own damage immunity timer system in practice. That what this means. Oh, They will no longer interfere with the use of other weapons by maxing out the enemy's immunity frames. Dude. Now Baby Slime is actually usable? What? Nani the fuck? All affected minions are now set on their own damage timer to most correctly match their pre-changed DPS, but some changes are to be expected comparing 1.3.5 DPS to 1.4 DPS. In general, even if there's some minor loss or gain in DPS compared to pre-change, it should be worth the improvement overall. Infinitely. Because that just... The fact that you could have your big sword do 0 damage because the slime, your baby slime was just taking up all the invincibility frames, just made it so annoying. It made it just an unusable item. The fact that it's even usable at all doesn't mean you can nerf the damage in half. It could do 5 damage instead of 7 or 8 or whatever it is. I think it might even do 9, I don't remember. You can nerf it in half and it would still be better because you can actually use it. Examples of minion impacted by this change. Slime Staff, of course. Spider Staff, yep, this would just sit inside of them and make it so you can't do damage. Pirate Staff, that definitely hit pretty quick. Optic Staff, yeah. Raven Staff, I don't remember how good that is, and I don't think I've ever used this. And this Stardust Dragon, when you're fighting the Moonlord, most of the time it's higher DPS if you just deactivate the Stardust Dragon in Phase 2. Once the heart is... or no. Once you get both the eye lasers on the, or eyeballs on the hands fairly low, you just turn the Stardust Dragon off and focus the eye on the top and then get them all destroyed at the same time, roughly. So you don't have to deal with the bullshit Phase 2, which they did say they're making it less random and desynced, so it's more reasonable to dodge now, which is good. But now you can just keep the Stardust Dragon. I mean, you still want all of them to be out at the same time, so maybe not, but it definitely means you can just keep it out for the 3rd phase, or 2nd phase, I guess, where the heart is exposed. So you can hit it, and it can hit it. This makes the Stardust Dragon Staff the best item in the game, I think. It was already one of the best, if not the best, because of how overpowered minions are, the fact that they can do damage regardless of what you're doing, so you can actually just have 2 things hitting. Now it's even more broken, because before, at least there was some, like, okay, it's a thing that is just out infinitely helping you deal damage, but it also makes it harder for you to hit stuff. It was kind of balanced in that way, but now it's just, all right, you can spam a million times while this guy's doing it, and there's no drawback. I think the Stardust Dragon Staff is the best item in the game right now. I will need some decent convincing to think otherwise. Some of the new summons also utilize this system. Cool. Imp Staff. Damage decreased from 21 to 17. I think this is fair. Fire rate. Dramatically. Why not say the actual, like, use time then? I guess because there's no value to specify it, so they just say drastically or dramatically. This definitely increases DPS by a good bit. For the most part, I think having higher damage will mean higher DPS unless your attack speed is really low. But this is the situation where that is true. Imp Staff has a very low fire rate, so the fact that it's getting a dramatically increased fire rate means that this is actually an increase to DPS overall. It's decreased by 4, not by that much, so still a very good item. Damage increased to 55, flight speed doubled. Jesus. Rainbow Crystal Staff. Damage decreased by 150 to 80, fixed accuracy is to use improve the speed which sparkles explode, should easily do more damage than before. Yeah, because sure it did 150, it did more than the Frost Hydra, but this shit never hit. It was really useless to use this. So, yeah, I love that you can actually hit it now. Ammo. Arrows of thrown weapons no longer have a chance to drop as items for reuse. Cool, that was annoying. Like shooting arrows after Eye Cthulhu and then having to recollect them all. Clarified arrows no longer pierce targets. Projectile speed is increased. Can now bounce several times and will smart bounce at a nearby target if one is in range. Post bounce arrows only do 66% damage. I think that's fair. That's cool. Holy arrows. Falling stars can no longer pierce and hit a second target. Falling stars now do 50% of the original damage instead of 100. Nerfing that. I've never really used bow characters or repeater characters, so I'm not sure if this is a warranted buff or nerf, but we'll see. Nanobolus damage increased by 5. Pierce of nanonites increased. Good, I like this item. Volt Venom bullets. One of the best bullets, I think. At the point when you get it. Damage increased from 14 to 15. Venom buff. Price of vial of venom increased. Sure, but 1 more damage on something you're hitting multiple times a second. That's pretty massive. Venom arrows. That's a lot of damage. Jesus Christ. Crystal Dart. I don't think I've ever used this. 15 to 17. Crystal Dart, or Curse Dart. Damage from 9 to 10. Ichor Dart, 10 to 12. Cool. Accessories, hooks, and mount. You no longer gain stacked benefits from wearing multiple celestial stone variations. In addition to this previous confusion effect, Brain of Confusion now gives a 1/6 chance to avoid enemy attacks. Upon avoiding an attack, you will get a temporary buff that gives 20% crit chance for a few seconds, during which time you cannot avoid additional attacks. I think that's really good. That's like a hollowed armor for pre-hard mode, but it's an accessory. 1/6 chance. That's not that low. That could be good, especially in master mode where shit's probably gonna 2-shot you or 1-shot you. Titan Glove and its tinkers now give auto swing to all melee weapons and whips. Yep, this is now. I think the Titan Glove and the new minion system are just going to fucking hyper buff items. There's going to be some insane DPS coming out now. Especially if you're playing expert mode or normal mode, where enemies are going to have less defense. You're just going to destroy everything. Wing balance has been heavily balanced across the entirety of the game. Maybe I like this. Let's see. Maybe, with only a few exceptions, wings found at the same tier should be roughly equivalent in power. Exceptions are usually particularly hard or particularly easy to get, so cool. Maybe the flame wings will be better than like the leaf wings, which you get for $40 at the black market. I don't remember if they're actually the same. I don't remember. Unfortunately, it's difficult to share exact stats for wings, partially because there are dozens of them that have been changed and their stats don't easily translate to easily readable stats. The best short summary is that over a dozen sets of wings were buffed and that leaf and frozen wings have been reduced in power. Very fair. As they were too strong for their tier. Yes, they were. Leaf wings were broken as fuck. You could just buy them in 2 seconds, and then you'd be golden. Butterfly and bee-wings can now only drop after mech bosses, but their power has been increased proportionally. Butterfly? So, Butterfly, you would get the drop from the moth. Bee-wings, you would get the drop from the hornets. But now they only drop after mech bosses, but their power has been increased proportionally. Sure, fair. Previously, most wings from Wall of Flesh until Golem were similar in power and didn't offer a lot of reason to upgrade. These have been spread out, creating a more gradual, consistent increase in wing power across the course of the game. Good. That'll feel really good, because you'll actually have another thing to upgrade. Trippy Truffle now gives increased speed and damage bonus when in rain. Ooh. Basilisk Mount now has a double jump. Sick. I forget how you get that. Isn't it like a horn or something? I don't really use mounts. Bat Hook, pull speed decreased. Speed at which it pulls the player to the hook. Shot speed decreased. Thorn Hook, pull and speed decreased. Shot speed increased. I wonder what this number means. Is that the amount of blocks per second you travel? If so, the Bat Hook's broken and Thorn Hook is kind of shit. Lunar Hook. Pull in speed increased. So buffs? Cool. Best hook in the game is not even better. Tools and mining. All axes, ham axes, chainsaws, and other tools with axe functionality have their woodcutting speed increased by 20%. What? Axes, ham axes, chainsaw, all the axe functionality have their woodcutting speed increased by 20%. So each individual hit is faster. That doesn't mean it takes less hits. It just means that your hits come out faster. Okay. I like that, because early game it takes like, what, 20 hits of like a copper axe to cut that tree? Like 15 or 20? So it takes forever. All drills and chainsaws now dig faster than their non-mechanical counterparts, but have shorter range. Additionally, optimized digging loadouts still perform better on pickaxes/axes, but drills and chainsaws will be faster on non-optimized layouts. Okay, so you have the mining. If you have the mining gear and mining potion, they're better on pickaxes than drills. But if you don't have them, then drills are better. Okay. Desert fossils cannot be mined at pickaxe. Any pickaxe power or with bombs, however, it's fragile, and adjacent blocks may break when you mine it, costing you some of the ore. So it makes you want to just use bombs. Desert fossil gear is now weaker because you can get it whenever. Hellforge is now required. Demonite pickaxe are higher to break. They also now protect the tiles below from being broken in the underworld. This does not apply outside of the underworld. Cool. Demonite or higher, so you need to get demon shit. You can't just go down with a copper pickaxe and get it. That makes sense. Cactus pickaxe, use time decreased. Damage decreased. So it's faster, but it does less damage. I'd say that's fair. Although 4 is like non-existent damage. Jeez, I think copper pickaxe might even do more. Bone pickaxe. Mining power increased from... Oh my god. I wonder if this makes you one-shot stone now. If it makes you one-shot wood at least, at the very least, that's good. Reaver Shurk, mining power decreased. That's fair. 159. So now you can't mine like Crimtane or Debonite, right? Laser drill. This is the one you get from the like the aliens, right? Range increased from 10 to 11. Use time decreased by 1. This thing was fairly slow. That's good. No longer has axe functionality. I think that's fair. That was very strange that it had that, actually. Buffs, debuffs, and potions. A substantial number of buff potions had their durations increased, many as much as twice as long? What, do I just have an hour-long building potion? What do you mean? A well-fed buff has been divided into 3 tiers, with the lowest tier being equal to the original and the strongest being 2 times as strong as the original. Okay, so we can have a pumpkin pie that just gives you an hour of well-fed. All of the food in the game, including the 50 plus new food items, have their durations and tiers adjusted to have more consistent reward for the difficulty for obtaining them. Short duration foods might have a higher tier, while long duration foods might have a lower tier. Find what is most effective for you. So short duration foods might have a higher tier, so that means the well-fed buff will be better, while longer lasting ones might be worse. Okay. If so, I'm just going to be spamming the strongest ones that are the shortest duration. Because that would be the highest stats. Well-fed buff now gives a mining speed. Alright, I'm about to be drinking a shitload of pies, eating a shitload of, like, ales, and I'm going to be going to the Earth's core half the speed. That is so cool. I've wanted more ways to mine quickly. Invisibility. I wonder if they're making mining speed increases affect the Drill Katame unit. That would be awesome. Invisibility potion now has an added benefit of reducing enemy spawns by 20%. That's cool. Restoration potions no longer heal mana, but heal 10 more life for a total of 90. It induces even less potion of sickness, now only 45 seconds. Ooh. I think this might be what you use in boss fights now. Even though it doesn't heal 150, it's 45 seconds. Charm of Myths, does that make it 30? Or does it increase it by... I don't remember how much it decreases it by. Sharpening Station's armor-piercing powers but decreased from 4 to 12. Okay, I need to find one of these, because this is ridiculous. 12 armor-piercing? Gee, you can make like a copper pickaxe do more than 1 damage to like a mushy ladybug or something. I think they have like 16 defense. No, I would probably still do... No, it would decrease the damage by 2, so you would do like 3. That's absurd. Cursed Inferno debuff. Damage per second increased from 12 to 24 on both player and enemy versions of the debuff. Ghoul, Klinger, and Spastasm Cursed Inferno duration decreased somewhat to mitigate the increased danger to the player. Duration decreased. Huh. I wonder what that affects. All other sources of this debuff are intended recipients of the improved damage. Ghoul, Klinger... Spasmatism. Okay. Venom debuff. Damage per second increased 30? What? That's a little much. Enemy versions of the debuff. Pygmy and Queen Snaff venom duration decreased to mitigate the increased potency. Black Recluse and Sand Poacher Venom duration decreased somewhat to mitigate the increased danger to the player. All other sources of this debuff are intended recipients of the improved damage. Okay. So they're trying to buff some stuff, and they're trying not to buff some other stuff. Trying to buff some stuff, trying to not buff some other stuff. Like, I think Spasmatasm is fine, because, like, you should never be getting hit by Spasmatasm's fire attack. I think you should not decrease this, because you shouldn't be getting hit by it, especially in Master Mode. In Master Mode, this should be, like, doubled. Don't decrease it in Master Mode, because if you're a Master Terrarian, you should not be getting hit by Spasmatasm. Even an Expert. Like, what the fuck? Okay, fishing. Bait is more likely to be consumed. I think that's fair, because I just walk around with... My bait just doesn't decrease ever. It just always is getting more and more increased. The only reason I'm not getting more and more is because the angler has a glitch where he just starts giving you apprentice bait again randomly. Like, I think a value underflows or something, because it goes from giving me master bait to apprentice bait. Doesn't make sense. Very high fishing power now gives decreased... Wait, what? Very high fishing power now gives decreasing returns? What? Then what the... Are they making fishing feel shit now? What is this buff? Or what is this? What is this? Very high fishing power now gives decreasing returns. Why? Fishing power 1.1 times, and during blood moons, swordfish is less common when fishing. Golden carp is less common when fishing. Biome crates are now guaranteed to drop a chest item instead of only sometimes. Dungeon crates now always drop a gold lockbox. Flower boots now are now included in jungle loot, which is good. Wood, iron, gold crates now drop better quality, or depending on which level the crate it is. Wood crates, for instance, only drop tin or lead, or iron lead. Pegwooded turtle pets can now be obtained rarely from the respective biome crates. All fishing crates now come in pre-wall of flesh and post-wall of flesh variants. Pre-wall of flesh variants do not contain hard mode ores. Gold crates now have a chance to drop life crystals and enchanted swords. I don't know if I like this, because by the time I open them, I'll probably... I mean, I'm going to be opening them instantly now, because there's no point to save them. Now that they nerfed that hard mode exploit. So, enchanted swords are just going to be... selling garbage. M. Drops. Amber is slightly more common than from fossils and can now generate naturally in the underground desert. Angler's Quest rewards are now more likely to give you the influence accessories, the stat tracker items, basically. Additionally, he will not give you duplicates if you have one in your inventory, unless you already have them all. That's good. Makes it so you can get not 3 or 4 or more of the same thing over and over. Basic dye materials now give 2 of that dye instead of 1 when crafting. Oh my god. So now, like, 1 marigold turns into 2 yellow dye. So now, I don't need 19 stacks to get everything I need. What? I need like 19... I need like 9.5 stacks. I need 10 stacks. That's weird. Coin portal chances when breaking pots has been decreased by half. Fair, these things are everywhere. Enemies have increased chance to drop bonus amounts of money when killed. Enemies drop extra money during blood moons. I love this one. Makes blood moons less annoying and more actually useful. Golden keys should now drop more often from enemies in pots, and dungeon slimes are slightly more common. Okay, they just buffed it around the... across the board. I don't know how much I like that. I think it's fine for casual play, but if you're playing like I do, you're going to just have an inventory of these, aren't you? Gold critters are now more rare, but I suppose it's because they're adding so many more critters. It's going to take me 10,000 hours to get everything now. Jellyfish and granite golems spawn from statues now drop their items even less frequently and decrease the sell value of those drops. Lava charms can only be found in chests within the lava layer now, but lava fishing now provides a secondary rootable source for them. Cool. Mandible blade can now be dropped by antlion swarmers. That makes sense. I'm surprised that wasn't in the game already. Moonlord now drops super healing potions instead of greater healing potions. Sick. You don't have to make them now. Mushroom grass seed drop rate increased from 150 to 140. I think that'll help out a lot. Nature's gifts now slightly more often in the jungle. Or now spawn more. Pick saw now has a 1 in 4 chance to drop from the golem in addition to his other loot, instead of being part of his main drop pool. This drop rate is 33% from expert treasure bags. Cool. Okay. Rod of Discord's drop rate in expert mode is now 1 in 400 instead of 1 in 500. Thank you. That shit took so long to get. I think Cherry killed like 2,000 Chaos Elementals for his. Strange plants no longer generate during World Gen and will not start appearing until hard mode. How are you supposed to get the Die Trader then? Does he not come till hard mode? Because in expert mode, you need a strange plant and another die in your inventory, I remember. I might be wrong. In normal mode, you just need a die in your inventory. In extra mode, you need a strange plant and a die. Okay, that's annoying if they didn't change that, but sure. Like, look how many of these I have that I've accumulated in my pre-hard mode playthrough. Like, the fact that these now don't spawn until hard mode is just absurd. Like, I have like 110. I have 200. I have 200 of these, and I'm not even hard mode yet. Why? Why is it just the sound of water in my ass? Guess I have to save out. Glitching out on me. I don't know if I like that. It's annoying. Throwing knives and chests now come in much larger stacks. Thank you. At least make them useful. By spamming me with them, water walking potions now have a 1 in 10 chance to appear in water chest, increased from 1 in 15. I think that makes sense. That's cool. Nice attention to detail. Several Martian invasion drops are now dropped from regular Martians instead of Martian saucers, decreasing the random nature of the Martian saucers drop pool. Cool. They're also really annoying to fucking fight, so... Misk. The nurse now charges increased amounts of money for healing as the game progresses. Yeah, there'll be a gold coin for the, giving you a new face from the Moonlord zapping you for the 10th time. In, like, the last minute. I think that maybe is good, in a way. I mean, they made the Moonlord less random, so... I think that's fair. You actually have to figure out how to play the game instead of just having the nurse cheese your way through the game. Makes that achievement for her much easier to get now, too, which is good. Town NPCs now get a little stronger every time you defeat a boss. Ooh. I like that. I like that a lot. Now they don't die to, like, blue slime still. Sandstorms are now significantly less common, particularly in the early game. Reduces the intensity of Mighty Wind, which I love. Their fucking shit was annoying. Rain is slightly less common. Cool, it was always raining. Dungeon spike damage increased from 40 to 60 and inflicts bleeding. Ooh. Temple Wind spike damage increased from 60 to 80 and inflicts bleeding. I think that's cool. If you ever stand on one of those, you're an idiot. So, like, definitely... It should just one-shot you in Master Mode, I think. Like, just do execute damage, like 10,000 damage if you step on it in. I think that would make sense. Gem and Rainbow torches now give 10 torches per craft instead of 3. I love that change. Because now I can build and not waste a ton of my shit. I can save some of my gems for gem spark blocks, instead of just wasting them all on torches. Thank you. Glow sticks and torches now stack. What? Yeah, bro! I can't fucking believe it. It's so nice. Just being alive. Being alive is nice. All bombs, grenades, and dynamite now stack to 99 instead of 30, 60, 30 or 60, or I think maybe 20 for dynamite. Now they all stack to 99. Thank you. Ore bars now stack to 999. Ooh. Ooh. Now my refined bars room is kind of pointless, but whatever, I can flex with it. Look at my fancy room, it's big. So now you can have a chest that contains 40,000 bars of something. How nuts is that? There's 40 slots in a chest. Alchemy seeds and plants now stack up to 999. Wait. Alchemy seeds? You can now have 999 like Daybloom seeds? And 999 like Daybloom? How disgusting is that? My chest of 99 of shit, I can just like... What is it gonna look like? I can't wait. Tissue samples and shadow scales now. Oh, thank you! These fucking things were so common and so useless. Now they're actually reasonable to collect. The chest increase to 8,000 also makes this even more insane, because we're gonna just... Time to explore and collect, right? Pyro map snow globes now select to 20. Thank you. Increased consistency of boss money drops. Thank you. Did an extensive review of all sell items across the game. Increasing the consistency of sell values partially includes items that had no sell value when they should. And consistent sell values of items dropped from the same source. Infinite money exploits by buying low, selling high through crafting, and much more. Cool, you actually test your game. Thank you, guys. Journey's End bug fixes. Jesus, is the rest of this page just bug fixes? I don't think I want to read through all the bug fixes. Reverse gravity bugs, camera mode bugs, world background and general bugs. I read some earlier. There's just so much to cover. I'm not reading through 5,000 million bugs. I would rather pull my hair out. Okay. What the fuck is this? Version changes? Server console formatting, numerous translation errors, game title always appearing in English, the old one's Army Javelins, missing name. I wonder if they fixed a lot of items not having labels on the minimap. When you read them, streamer? The fuck? There's so many fixes. It's nice to see, but like, it no longer rains in the space biome. Wait. Features. Dungeon Defenders crossover invasion. Invasion event featuring enemies. Weapons and gameplay mechanics inspired by Terraria. Universe. Wait, what? Are these like all of the beta? Are these all of the changes in every version? Added wire bulb, large amber, added gem blocks. Yeah, this is like the changes of everything of every. This is every single fucking update in the game. Okay. Does this go all the way back to like 1.1? What point 2.4.1? What point 2.4? Jeez. We're already done with the 1.4 content. 87 new banners were dropped from monsters. Cool. Back when they did that. Over 100 new enemies. Whatever update this was insane. Is this 1.2? Yeah. 2013. The good old days. .1 changes. What did they do in, like, what was the first update? New enemy, lava slime. This enemy leaves behind lava on death. They removed that and then re-added it in expert mode. Why do they have, like, the star thing? Like, the asterisk or pound or whatever. Spam detection is less aggressive. I don't know why that made me laugh. Where's 1.0.1? There we go. Cobwebs now prevent falling damage correctly. Certain dev-only items were removed as they were for testing only. The dark outlines of the player and armor sprites have been blended better. Torches now work correctly when placed on wooden platforms. Guide now explains the use of a hammer and its interactions with walls and placed objects. Yeet. Now look at the size of this. The very first one that was ever added to versus 1.4. All of this is 1.4, like half of this whole page. From like here, like even further. What? God damn, like right here, look at this. 40% of all of Terraria's updates ever have just happened all in one update. Alright, well, that was the video. I can't wait to play this shit. I've been C4H. See you later.